Welcome everyone. Oh my goodness, it did work. Welcome everyone to Paddling Pool 271. It is I, Zari, with the lovely, the amazing. You'll have him for 2 blocks this time. Oh my god.
Yeah.
How you feeling, dude?
I'm feeling great. It's a great time to play and to watch Paddling Pool, and since I'm not gonna play because I'm too bad at the video game, I'm going to watch and speak about what I see with you.
I feel that. I've moved on from competitive, and it's so good for me.
Yeah.
I like just talking about Splatoon. It's such a vibe. Absolutely.
Exactly. It's going to be awesome watching these games with you, Zari. We're going to start with 1 HP going against Seabay. And we're going to 3 pretty classic map modes of this video game.
Ooh, yeah, very, very classic, and especially with the combinations, as you're saying, very classic for Splatoon 3. But as we're saying that, let's see what Rainmaker Undertow has to offer for us today with these 2 teams. What have we got? A bamboo. Oh my god.
Ooh, a bamboo on one side, the carbon on the other side. We're going to see some fun weapons that are going to go fast, try to get some good fights, and it's pretty balanced comp on each side. I love seeing the Splat Charger. That's my favorite weapon in the video game.
Yes, I do know that, which makes a lot of sense. Absolutely, we see this Charger just trying to kind of support their team, but it doesn't seem like Seabay's not getting off to the best of starts here. But as I'm saying that, oh my goodness, that was almost a trade.
Yeah, that Squeezer almost getting so much, but right now, the fight is going in favor of 1 HP. They're already at that checkpoint, ready to get it. It's just the T-Tech defending, trying to stop things. Ooh, they don't get the checkpoint.
Yes, T-Tech able to keep it from that checkpoint from being put there, but they are going to need to get that Rainmaker out of there as soon as possible, because 1 HP, if you give them any room, as we just saw, they will rush it.
Ooh.
Wait, what? What just happened over there? Oh my goodness!
A good bomb, I guess? I don't know, but it looks like CBay are going to take the opportunity, try to get some momentum, push the Rainmaker, try to go forward. Sneaky, not that sneaky, is going to go back to spawn, and right now CBay is looking to get the checkpoint.
Yes, indeed. Which I do believe they were able. Yeah, they were able to do, but they do have to move back from all those chumps coming in, and also the crab. And hold on, is that also freaking Stamp going mental there? Okay, yeah, I think they need to back up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they got the checkpoints, and getting that checkpoint is incredibly useful, especially if you get some continuation, but Carbon not able to find two, but able to delay a little bit at 1 HP's response, and right now both teams are just fighting for mid, fighting for that control. Nobody can catch the Rainmaker yet.
Yes, indeed. They're just fighting through neutral, trying to get a bit of an advantage. It does seem to be going slightly to CBay, but there's that crab looking for the pick, able to find it. Are they gonna get anything more from this? Don't think so.
It's oh wait, shoot down on 1 HP. CBay re-grabs and gets a few more points. 35 is pretty nice halfway through the game. It's clearly not the
What?
Okay, the shield was unpopped. The shield was unpopped, so all of 1 HP has the time to get back in there, but the fight is going to keep going on. No more points, but what? 1 HP is in trouble.
Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness, this game has very much turned around from what it was in the beginning. Oh my goodness! The sniper! Able to get two, can they get another? It was stolen by another teammate, but that is completely fine when you're able to get a push to 14. Oh my goodness! Oh, CBay are just doing so well at the moment against 1 HP. They cannot get out of their base, not really.
CBay taking control, just getting splat after splat and playing off of this splat, but right now they keep a Rainmaker here. 1 HP cannot catch a break right now.
Also, I cannot believe that Carbon was able to get that jump out. That they were in such a bad position all by themselves, but they knew when they needed to get out, and they were able to. But absolutely, 1 HP has got a long way to go and about a minute to do it.
A minute, and they don't have a checkpoint. They're not even past mid yet, and they have only 2 players. CBay throwing the strikes. They're gonna get the Rainmaker for free.
Yes, they are. Oh my goodness, we can see this Stamper trying to make something work here. Something needs to happen, but the special was not long enough for them to find that utility. But yeah, it's still 1 down on both sides at the moment, as CBay just needs to keep 1 HP away from the Rainmaker for as long as possible.
And CBay keep doing what they like to do, get the fights. They only need the trades right now. That's what they're doing. They're just keeping the fight in. 2 players down onto 1 HP. They're not going to be able to push. Okay, the crab tank is deployed, but the crab tank is denied because of the strikes. CBay. Okay, 15 seconds left for 1 HP, and that could have happening, but it's happening too late. Again, 2 down onto 1 HP. CBay maintaining the players down.
Yes, indeed, and that will be game 1 going to CBay. Oh my goodness, that game started as if it was going to be 1 HP kind of slog the whole way through. They were going to just keep pushing, and increment their way forward. But that is not what happened. Oh my goodness, 1 HP were not able to get out of their spawn for the majority of the mid game there, and only near the end did they get anywhere near the Rainmaker. But yeah, CBAY, that was dominant.
CBAY, they put the killing machine in place, and once they were in place, the best 1 HP could hope for was a trade, because there was always a carbon to the side next to the wrong ledge ready to splat you. There was always a charger who got a triple just to keep the push going. It just wasn't stopping on the side of CBAY, getting splat after splat, and 1 HP right now. They just couldn't put themselves in position. They just couldn't get some paint for themselves to get some space to establish anything, because there was constantly someone to ruin their day, and they're going to need a lot of paint on the ground if they want to stop a carbon roller on Mako of all maps.
Oh yeah, that is going to be difficult for 1 HP, because yet again, a carbon that is left to run wild on Mako, it does not take much time to get from one side to the other. And if you don't know where that carbon is, in all likelihood they are behind you. They might have they might have the Zuka ready, regardless of where they are on the map. And you just need to know. You need to know, and you need to lock them down well before they run rampant in your backline. So it's definitely going to be an uphill battle for 1 HP, but because obviously we're in the best of 3 format, they need to take this game, or else it'll just be a quick 2-0 for CBAY. So 1 HP, they need to figure this out. They need to figure it out quickly.
Yeah, I feel like paint on the ground, they need to be able to take the space, and because of a carbon, they were like at a disadvantage at short range. Because of the charger, they were at a disadvantage at long range. Right now, 1 HP, either they extend their range or they get better in the fights. But this mid-range thing, like they caught in a sandwich right now, just not really finding their groove.
Yes, indeed. And time will tell whether or not they will find their groove in this game or not. Because at least they know now what they're kind of coming up against when it comes to CBAY. But because I wouldn't imagine they change too much. We might have a switch from one charger to the other charger, for example. I doubt we get anything any longer range. But other than that, I wouldn't see CBAY changing too much. But I'm not sure about that.
I mean, CBAY doesn't need to change things. Like it's working. It's working. Keep doing that. As you said, maybe they switch to the Zekofin charger, but other than that, it's really on 1 HP to find the way to adapt to what CBAY is doing, to fight it, to really stop that momentum that CBAY is building. But because once CBAY has the momentum, they keep that map control, they keep the fights going their way. And yeah, like 1 HP, they need to change something.
Yes, they do, and very quickly. It remains to be seen what that's going to be. Also, they might have more success with their crab this time, because at times it can be you can be in one position on undertow with the crab, and then suddenly the fight gets pushed a little bit further up undertow and you can't see it or you can't reach it. But with Mako, if you're on the stacks and there's no one behind you that's going to come murder you, there might be a carbon, but if there isn't anyone, then you can see a lot of the map and you can see the entirety of the zone and shoot all of it. So that I would imagine they're going to continue with. Not sure about the bamboo. Like, it can kind of paint, but like, I don't know if it's like that midline kind of area, which isn't going to be able to like counter the other charger, and the carbon's coming for you. So
That bamboo needs paint to see the carbon coming. If the bamboo sees the carbon coming, like the bamboo wins, but they need paint on the ground to do that. And as you said, the grab tank is going to be key to getting some space, to getting position. The Zeko thing is coming. And a bit of change on both sides.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right,
Yeah.
so we do see the Segovin, just not from the side I was expecting.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, we still have that carbon, but no bamboo after all.
Yeah, no bamboo coming. Meanwhile, Cat on the side of Seabay is bringing that pencil. We know how good that pencil can be. Right now, though, both teams just fighting for a minute. It looks like 1 HP is getting some control, but finally the carbon is in action. Oh! Nice defense, nice reaction there.
Yes, yet indeed. You need to keep that. You need to keep that carbon on their way out, or else they will run rampant and cause so many problems for you as a team. But yeah, 1 HP are definitely in a stronger position here, and are continuing to kind of keep control of this mid here and keep control of the zones, which is what they need to do. We see the paint, which is definitely helping them a lot. But also, Seabay are on their way in, and they've got 2 kills.
2 kills with the strikes. That's going to be 1 HP just moving away, back into spawn, back in defensive position. And Seabay not wasting a second, just getting in there, trying to get the splat, trying to get control, keeping 1 HP deep in their spawn right there. And right now, 1 HP looking to get that special. And now all specials are activated. They want to get in.
Yes, indeed. They're able to get to a kind of neutral state here, but the carbon's behind them. Are they? Oh, they saw them coming, or had just enough of a reaction to stop them, because had that not happened, that would have probably been a big problem to their coming back in that they've just achieved here. Ooh.
Yeah. That carbon was a bit too slow to get into the fight, to get into the to get the flank, and when the carbon attacked, 1 HP was already going forward and trying to get the retake, and the carbon was just chasing and got called out and didn't work because of it. But right now, Seabay are looking to get that lead, and it looks like it's working for them. They have a bit of penalty, but it's about to be done.
Yes, indeed. That was a small penalty to get through. And they were not far off the lead to begin with. Oh, Carbon able to stall just that little bit longer. And the lead keeps getting further and further for Seabay, which is exactly what they're looking for here.
Yeah. Zone is neutralized, but only neutralized. Seabay is back in control, scoring even more points. Another splat! More and more splat, getting that. That carbon is not stopping, and right now there's no way in for 1 HP.
Yep, there's no way in, there's no time, and that will be game 2 going to Seabay. As you said before, like once they're in, it's so incredibly difficult to get them back out of the objective of the zone of mid again. Oh my goodness, even if you get a couple down, you have to get all of them out, or it's not going to work for you. Absolutely not. But yeah, very, very nice 2-0 for Seabay there.
Yeah, 1 HP really struggling to push Seabay away. That doesn't mean it's the end of the road for them, though. We are in the group stage. They have more teams to go against. It's going to be a great battling pool, and I can't wait to see more, Zari.
Oh, absolutely. We have only good games to go, so I absolutely cannot wait until we get further into this. But for now, we're going to have to go to a short break as we set up for round 2 and figure out who we're going to be seeing next.
And we're back with Paddling Pool 271. I am Pat again with Zari. Zari, are you ready for round number 2?
Absolutely. And we didn't really get to talk about this last time, but we have lists of the people in the teams, which is new fun thing to have. I've heard from sources that at least some of are French.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
the team is French.
Yeah. And then Seasick, unclear, but we do have Figieri, so that's fun. I have to say, when I saw that in the team list, I did read it as Guy Fieri, first of all. Took me a moment. But yes, interesting to see what we have got going for these teams, because we're getting into Splat Zones Mahi right now.
Yes, Splat Zones Mahi. It's been a classic, and let's go. Let's see how it goes with your roller coming on the side of Seasick.
And the Hydra.
The new Hydra as well.
Swiffer. Wait, freaking hell, that is the new one. My goodness. This is interesting. Also it being the roller with the Kraken is also an interesting choice here. From these two teams. So already immediately fighting over mid. Seasick has a bit more of a lead, but that's only because Hunt has so many people down at the moment.
Yeah, and Seasick has the zone, has some control, and are really struggling to get in. Okay, the strikes are going to allow them to get forward, but with 2 down, right there, 3 down. It's just Azurai with the shot having to move back. Seasick are going to keep that control, and
oh no!
Well, no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. They're still in control. Oh, wait.
No, they're not. Not anymore. They're not.
Not anymore.
Oh, on the jump. Oh, that was unfortunate as well. Oh, but yeah, Hunt are able to hold the zone for a little bit longer. That roller is trying to change that, but as I say that, they immediately go down. So never mind.
Yeah, that's good control by almost able to get the lead, almost able to get that water down. Okay, they get it. The water levels are dropping and are extending their lead now.
They are indeed. They got past those penalty points. We'll see how long this lasts with already 1 down and Fish on their way into the zone, but yeah, almost immediately the rest of are able to converge on them. But yeah, this is very much fighting for neutral, but able to hold again.
It's holding pretty strong, and right now Seasick, they have one last push to go forward. The screen is deployed. That's going to allow them to maybe push forward. They need to take this, and they're not able to!
Yeah. Oh, that was unfortunate. Indeed. Yeah, their ability to kind of push in a wave. Yes, the screen helps with that, but you need a little bit more, I don't know, like a strike or two would have probably made that a push over to overtime, right? Something else to go in with. But as it stands, Hunt, well, I said that horrendously. That's still bad, but you know what I mean.
That's great.
It's so hard to be like, is this right, or am I making the wrong?
You're fine.
The wrong French noise. But
it means I don't understand, so it's fine if you say it wrong.
As long as you get the vibes, But yes,
exactly.
They do take the first game of the set, which puts Seasick to a disadvantage, meaning they have to take the second one, which is Barnacle and Dime on Clamblitz. Important to note that both teams picked that first map, and both teams have picked this map as well. So very interesting that it's not overly favored either way. Like they both like these maps with these modes, but Barnacle and Dime can certainly be an interesting one for clams and can be quite snowbally quite quickly.
Yeah, even with the changes that have happened to the map, and these changes are awesome, by the way, it's still pretty tough to push into mid if the opponent is in control, and we need to see Sisik push into mid. We have yet to see them do that after one game. So I feel like if Han is able to take that control, it's going to be tough on Sisik. They need a way to push in. As you said, the screen is not enough to get a push.
Yep, indeed. And like the Kraken doesn't do the same thing as that. It kind of sends your opponent scattering, which can definitely be helpful. But as you're trying to push in as a team, that can just send them like out around you and then back towards the team you've just left behind as you're pushing forward. So it definitely has its place. It could be very helpful, but it doesn't fulfill that role. And especially with this map, with the issue being getting back in the mid, you have to be so incredibly careful. Either they somehow pull out the most dominant run in Clan Blitz and don't end up having like everyone going back to spawn at the same time, or they have to find a new strategy to get back in here.
Yeah, and that new strategy is starting with ISO 52 Deco coming on the side of Meanwhile, no good change on the side of Sisik. I mean, but Juno wasn't there.
No, they had. I'm pretty sure they had a junior.
Oh, okay.
I think this is pretty much the exact same comp again. Yep, they're sticking with it. So it just depends on if somehow this works a bit better for them here.
Not working yet. Sisik has to move back, has to give ground to and now it's the same scenario as we saw in the first game. Is in control and Sisik are struggling to push forward. Okay, they're able to get a few splats, and with that big bubbler deployed, they should at least be able to get a bit forward.
But as we're saying that, here come these strikes that just end up destroying the big bubbler, and they're able to kind of clean up around them. That is 3 down, the only one left being that roller, and they've pushed up. They've been able to get a pick, but only one, which means that the football is going right through the barrier, and Snoopy here able to hold this higher ground area. Oh my goodness. I suppose that is the point here with the change to the 52, is that they have a screen of their own to counter the screen that Sisik have been running. But yeah, this is going quickly for her. Oh my goodness.
Is not stopping, and right now they only need 4 more clams to get the W. That being said, Sisik are back in control of their basket area. That's going to be the end of that push, but my golly gee, 90 points in your opening push. It's a pretty nice thing to get.
Yes, indeed it is. And we can see with these strikes kind of separating the team even further. That's 2 down on the side of Sisik, and this Parklam's already on its way. Okay,
no! Just 15 more points! They're almost done with penalty. They're just not stopping. They want that victory, and they want it by KO. They don't have any time to waste. And right now it's 3 down onto Sisik again, and has the Super Clam to attack against Snoopy, getting in and punishing the Hydra. That's their main defensive option as real thing.
And there's the Parklam was on its way. They're going to need to defend that, but they were not able to, and that will be a very quick 2-0 on the side of Hung, as they very after that opening push, like what overly can you say? That's a demoralizing start to a game, and they weren't slowing down.
Yeah, I mean, one team was called 1, but it's the other team that was confused, not really knowing what to do, not really knowing how to counter that. And I feel like their weapons were kind of hurting each other, because if there wasn't a junior on the team, they could have switched to the vanilla roller instead of a Kraken roller, which would have given them a bit more ways in, a bit more pushing power, which they desperately needed. And
and you
right
could have
there,
very easily switched that junior, for example, over to, even if you don't want to have a Zuka, like a shot or a bucket with strikes might have been helpful.
Or T-Tech there, like gives them strikes,
T-Tech.
lets them in.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's clean tunable by 1. They had, like, I feel, the better comp and the better mechanics and the coordination. Like, they played incredibly well that game, and we have to give credit to that. They're going to advance. There's one more round in this group stage for Zari.
Yes, indeed. And because of that, we are going to go to a short break as we wait to find out who we're going to be seeing for this final round. And then once that's done, then we will, after another break, be able to get into the alpha bracket.
Yay!
Welcome back, everyone. We're back to round 3 of Paddling Pool 271, which is between Distinct versus the Round Table. Interesting. But yes, it's I, Zari, joined by the lovely, the amazing Pat.
Hi.
But yeah, do you know anything about these teams? Like, I've seen Distinct around. Like,
Yeah.
they turn up.
Distinct, like we see them every week, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a solid paddling pool team, but it's always a pleasure to watch. The Round Table, that name doesn't ring a bell. I mean, not in Splatoon. I know of like Arthur and Lancelot, but I've never seen that team, so I think they're a pickup. And I mean, do you know these players, Zari?
I feel like I've seen Quito before, but other than that, no, not really. They're not really ringing a bell. But yeah, it's like looking at the name, I'm like, you seem familiar, but I don't know where from, so I'm not even sure if that's true. But anyway, maps be damned, it's Tower Control on Hagglefish, and we're going right into the game.
Yep. Let's get in there. Oh, they have a tag, so I guess they're a team.
Yeah, a team we just haven't seen. Fair enough. Oh, we've got a
Awesome.
decapitator and a roller! Default roller vibes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
That's the new Julie's as well. I just noticed.
Yeah, that's the new Dowser Jollies. I always feel weird with them, but honestly, I've heard great things about it. I mean, it's a very, very good kit to be supportive while staying like a bit able to fight. And right now, it looks like Distinct is fighting pretty well indeed.
They are definitely, and as we can see here, they're slowly pushing all of the Round Table back further and further, and now they're all in their base, which will make it that much easier to get through this first checkpoint, especially when there's 3 people on the tower at the same time. But with that being said, we have Inkjet looking for a bit more there, but that will mean that they aren't able to keep that tower. And Distinct are kind of gonna have to reset a little bit.
Yeah, thanks to Tiger's big bubbler, Distinct was able to take that checkpoint. Getting that checkpoint early is pretty useful on that map. The next push is going to go much, much further for Distinct, and right now, Distinct got a few more picks. They're getting back that control of the mid, and that means they're back on the tower.
Yes, indeed. And the Round Table have not been able to get to the mid and make any kind of so about that.
I feel like Distinct are going to get another checkpoint now, Zari. Especially with another big bubbler. That's one more checkpoint, but each time they get a checkpoint, they get sent back to spawn. The Round Table, they get to breathe. But now they need to use that space, they need to use that time to really take control, prepare the specials, and get a good push.
But as you're saying that, Distinct, they're already in kind of behind them there. There was still that player that was on that gazebo, able to facilitate this, like, just the stopping of everything that the Round Table was setting up for there. They immediately had to turn around. They immediately had to be so much more careful. And that's already 2 down, and Distinct continuing that push again.
And right now, it's really a struggle on the side of the Round Table, dodging everything they can. The bubbler is deployed not on the tower this time, but the tower is going to come to it pretty soon. This is checkpoint number 3, and 3 down onto the Round Table. This could be the game right here, and that's going to be game number 1 for Distinct.
Oh my goodness. Yep. That was very dominant for Distinct there. They even when the Round Table was able to get them out after each of those checkpoints, it just did not last. And they were never able to get into like that kind of reset moment in the center. They never really had that the entire game. They were always on the back foot, always trying to find something else. but that didn't really happen for them. And especially with that second to last push, I think it was, where they didn't get rid of all of Distinct. Like, there was still one of them lurking, and that's all it took.
Yeah, you can't have a straggler, you can't have anyone staying in your spawn, especially when you're trying to get the ground. Distinct really playing this one incredibly well, taking control, keeping control, and using that to push, and get some more points. And now we're going on zones. You don't need to go as deep into enemy territory, but honestly, we have barely seen Round Table get to mid.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about for them for this map. They might just be constantly stuck near the kind of snipe bit on their side, not able to really cross over towards mid. Obviously, at the very start, the clash is going to be in mid, but after that, if Distinct is able to play their cards right, it might mean that the round table doesn't see the zone again until maybe the end of the game, if not at all. So I think the round table definitely has to, and they don't have very much time to do this, but try and figure out some kind of counter here for this second game, or just something that Distinct isn't expecting.
Yeah, something big needs to come on the side of a round table. They need to find a way to get that control, get lots of paint on the ground, because it's zones. Like, round table needs to switch things up. Distinct, if they keep doing what they've been doing, if they keep like getting the roller in, getting the splats, getting the ground, like they keep doing that, they win.
Yeah.
All they need to do is keep doing the same, but we'll see if the round table finds an answer to the threat of Distinct.
They need to find it so incredibly quickly. So let's see what happens here. Yep, they're keeping it the same there.
No.
Okay.
That's an extra decapitator.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That should spice things up quite a bit if they're able to get into positions that are advantageous here. But already we see a decapitator versus decapitator, and it does not go in the round tables. Oh, way there is the only one left is that Snipe Rider.
Yeah, Distinct getting full control right there, looking to push the round table back in their spawn. Round table struggling to get forward right now. They're able to push with the tactical. They should be able to at least get some ground, but now every special is deployed by Distinct to stop that push. It's so tough to get in. Oh,
that was so unfortunate there. Because that player, I do believe, was going up in an inkjet as that happened. So they did use their special, which is not ideal. But that's 2 down on the side of Distinct. Yeah. Is it going to be enough, though? Decapitator isn't... is not going to be able to paint enough there. We see the inkjet coming out. They're trying to get a pick, but not able to find much use there.
And Distinct, they were 3 players down, but they were able to get back in the game, keep the zone, and that's such a quick KO for them. Distinct showing dominance. That's really Distinct showing, hey, we are veterans of Battling Pool. Welcome to the tournament.
Yeah, just in case you weren't aware. It also is important to note that I've just looked over at the bracket, and they are seated quite similarly, but Distinct being at 10th and the round table being at 9th. So I was just looking over to be like, is this a further down the seating chart kind of team? But no, it's just that Distinct had everything going for them, and Distinct were not letting up. Absolutely not.
Distinct really finding their groove, really going full speed and showing the round table that they need to step up if they want to make some splash in this tournament. That being said, the round table, they won their other 2. Yeah, they won their other 2 games, so they're going to advance into Alpha Bracket with a defeat as a lower seed, but they're going to go forward into Alpha Bracket and they'll get more games to play.
Yes, indeed. We will possibly maybe see them later in the tournament, depending on where we end up going with the stream. But both of these two teams will be in the alpha bracket. So it's still very much all to play for, even though the round table did just lose that set. But yeah, oh my goodness, we are done with round 3 then. That is it was very quick.
Oh yeah. That went by fast.
Yeah. Distinct very much were wanting to get through that quickly. So that does mean that we're going to be going to a slightly longer break as other teams finish up their sets, and then the seeding comes through, and then we figure out who we're going to be seeing in the first set of alpha bracket. But absolutely do not be going anywhere. We will be back as soon as we can be with some hype sets, and I'm hoping for I do believe it's still best of 3 for the first set, but I'm hoping to see a game 3.
Yeah. See you soon.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a Getting Started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today! Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a Getting Started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
And we are back. It is now time for the bracket stage of this Battling Pool 271. I am still Pat, still with Zarini.
Yes, indeed. So we're not even gonna have time to talk about anything except that it's Rainmaker on Museum, and these two teams, Chaos Control and L9, are getting ready to get into it right now.
Yeah, here we go. These teams, not that many teams came in, so they're fighting to join the rest of the tournament into round 2 of this bracket. Yaga not wasting a second, dropping with that tent to the side, forcing all of L9 to look to the side as the rest of the team pops the Rainmaker.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and you don't see that many tents in all that often, but they can be very helpful for moving. Okay, so we're not going to talk about the tent. We're going to talk about how L9 are already through that first checkpoint and already working on getting even further right now. But as I'm saying that might not be a dream that they're able to do right yet. There's a Kraken looking for a...
Okay.
This is just chaos.
Absolute chaos. Chaos Control able to push the Rainmaker away. And in this new map, you can just jump to a checkpoint, get that first checkpoint much faster than you could before the update. And I mean, L9 used that to their advantage, really getting picks after picks, and right now with 3 down, it's just Yogolf left standing for Chaos Control. That's another push for L9. They're gonna get more points.
Yes, indeed, but as we say that, they get pushed back into mid, and the Rainmaker is now down below, which is a lot more difficult to get a push going, because if it's not reset to that top mid area, you don't have that default jump point there. But as we're saying that, Chaos Control picks it up, but then immediately that player goes down. We see that the Zook is looking for a kill, but just ends up slowing down that crab and giving them less utility out of it.
Yeah, Chaos Control, they still need to get that checkpoint. They haven't really managed to get much momentum yet, but now they are in position to move. The Zipcaster is deployed, but that Rainmaker cannot catch a break, and right now it's an onslaught.
It is indeed. Yes, you were saying that they were getting ready to move, but that was not the direction that they were hoping for. Absolutely not. You have to be so careful with those Zipcasters as they do kind of come out of nowhere. But as we're saying that was 2 down on the side of L9. Is Chaos Control going to be able to finally get this checkpoint? They do have that Sniper Rider kind of always looking and waiting for them to get through. But finally they get pushed back. And that will be checkpoint.
That's checkpoint, and then some. Chaos Control has a lot of control. They're gonna get the repop right there, and with the Kraken being deployed, they should maybe... Oh, wait! A nice flank! Tax Evader getting behind them with Zeke. And right now, L9 just keeping that lead, pushing Chaos Control away. But now, Zari, we're just one single good push away from everything ending from either team.
Oh my goodness, L9 with these Zipcasters. Oh, they have been really working out for them at the moment. And very much helping them. Moedeeb pushing up, getting 217 here. Very much extending that lead because they could not be comfortable with just 50 with where Chaos Control has gotten to now. But it's still now one good push away regardless, but it just has to be an even better push than before from Chaos Control. So they have to figure out getting that. And that's not happening quite yet.
Chaos Control, they keep getting flanked. L is constantly to their side, forcing them to look back, forcing them to just react to what's happening to them. But they are back onto that platform. If they're able to deploy that potential right, if they're able to push forward and with 2 down, this could be the opportunity to get in. 33 is not enough.
That is very unfortunate, but also it is what you can see when you get those clutch Suka shots in very important moments. There's still the possible opportunity here. They need to get to the Rainmaker, and they need to be ready for a push when they get there. But with time ticking down, they do not have much to go off of right now.
Yeah, and right now, Chaos Control is back at it, back on the attack, trying to get some, but the Stamper is punished! The Stamper is punished, that is so important, and the Kraken is going to get another one that's 2 down onto L9. Chaos Control staying alive in that game, but they cannot make a single mistake anymore. They lost 2 players now! All L9 needs to do is throw a few bombs, delay things, and right now there's no way in for Chaos Control!
This is not looking ideal for them. They just could not get the momentum to move forward there. Even though they got 1 or 2 down, it was just not enough to actually let them push forward. And them just continuing to sit there, all it takes is, well, a Zuka shot. A well-placed Zuka shot, and the game ends.
Yeah, and Chaos Control, they got to 33, which can be a pretty good push on this map mode. It just that L9 was ahead of them, getting so much, and I mean that opening by the Stamper really set the pace and forced Chaos Control to just play catch up for the whole 5 minutes.
Yep, yes, indeed. And as we're seeing here, there was that second to last push, which did seem like everything was lining up for them. But both of the last pushes ended, funnily enough, with a single Zuka shot each, which just... When the other team has one ready, you have to be so ready to just evasive maneuvers your way and try and dodge, because otherwise you're going back to spawn.
Yeah, and the farther you get into enemy base, the easier it is for the Zuka to come in, for the Splat Bomb or the Suction Bomb to come in and just stop your push in its track. Right there, Chaos Control just let L9 run away with that one, but now they know the pace, and in the end of that first game, they were able to be the ones pushing. They were finding some momentum, just not enough, but they were able to answer what L9 was doing. Now it's all about keeping that for the whole game and get the lead for themselves.
Yes, indeed. And with this being Splat Zones of Robo Ramen, it's going to be difficult if either of the team gets caught out. But the other thing is that tent, very helpful for just painting the whole way across the zone.
Yep.
As we just saw there.
I mean, tent on one side, heavy edit on the other side. There's a lot of paint for both of these teams. Which for zone is pretty good, but right now 2 down onto L9. It looks like Chaos Control has found how to get the fights, how to get the Ws.
Yes, indeed. But as we're saying that, oh no, Attacks Evader able to take out 2, and another player ends up going down as well, which does leave the remakes on their own up there. This is not what Chaos Control needs.
Yeah, Chaos Control, they got a little bit of momentum, but it's done. L9 is back on the attack now, trying to get some more. The Zcaster isn't going to get much, but Chaos Control is back in finding a way back in time, and that Crab Tank is going to help, but not much if they lose a player at the start of a push.
Yes, indeed, that is not ideal for them. And though the Kraken can do a lot on their own, yet again, they just kind of like disperse people without getting the what they're looking for, which is the kills. But Chaos Control. Oh, that was important. Hyperstar, that was very important. Oh my goodness, good time to turn around and look.
Yeah, great reaction by Hyper. That means the control is still for the Chaos right now, and they're the ones pushing forward. They are trying to get a bit more. Yaga just pushing and getting that push, getting another 10 deployed. That is huge. That is the lead for Chaos Control, getting some more points, and there's no one for L9 to paint the zone right now.
Yes, indeed. That was a very good play from Yaga there, able to get in and then get out. But as I'm saying that, it's looking like the zone may flip. Yes, indeed, back in control of Aisle 9. So that does mean that Chaos Control needs to find that momentum, that pushing in again to stop L9 from getting the lead from them. They do have time though.
L9 has control, but not for long. The Kraken is going to allow the rest of Chaos Control to move forward for free, as all of L9 is trying to just dodge, trying to stay on the field right there. And yeah, penalty is applied. The Zap is down on the side of Chaos Control. That's going to give a bit more pace to L9 right there. All needed to get the ground. And
Zuka coming in clutch there, able to take out two, and then I'm not quite sure about that third one. There was a third person there, but I don't think they got taken down by the Zuka shot itself. But yes, very much a good position to be in for L9, but Chaos Control need to find their way in again. And they've got this Kraken looking for it.
Yeah, Kraken is deployed right now. Chaos Control able to paint the zone. That's all they need to do, honestly. There's a minute and 20 seconds left. If they can apply penalty every once in a while, they get the W here. But L9 still fighting for that zone, getting back the control. And with 2 down, with 3 down onto Chaos Control, Salty has to jump away, give the ground. L9 are looking to get the lead back. All they need to do is deny one more push right there.
Yes, indeed. We can see that Chaos Control is trying to get some specials here and stay alive. But they won't have the Kraken for this push because the blaster goes down, but it doesn't seem like they're going to need it. They're fighting for this neutral. Are they going to? There we go. They are able to get the zone and flip it over, which means that L9 have so much more work to do still. And the penalty, that 35, will be so incredibly important to slowing them down.
Yeah, and Chaos Control keeping the zone a little bit longer. L9 needs a big push. They need to use what they have to go forward right now, and they're using all their specials to get in. They are in control. They need to hold the zone. Salty on the zone right now, trying to paint. He's pushed away, gets a trade, but 2 down onto L9. Chaos Control so close to getting it right there.
Yes, indeed. They're jumping in on the side of Chaos Control, but it doesn't seem to be enough at the moment. There's still all they need is to cap this zone or keep it in neutral for long enough, I think. But it's looking like it's actually there. We go. Chaos Control's able to take it. Oh, that was so close.
With a lot of sweat, with probably everybody yelling in VC, Chaos Control able to get game number 2, and we get to see a game number 3.
Yes, indeed. For the first time on stream today, we get to see a game 3. You love to see it, and it's going to be on Glamblitz Scorch. That's where we're going to be finishing this set today. So very, very interested to see if there's going to be any changes, if we're going to see the exact same from both these teams. And yeah, this... when it comes to Clams on Scorch, you gotta be able to hold down that left or right hand side, for those pushes. So looking forward to see the defense on both of these teams.
Yeah, and Zari, both teams won on their pick. We had game 1 was picked by L9. The map mode for game 2 was picked by Chaos Control. This is the tiebreaker that was chosen by Dapple Productions. So we're going to even ground. This is the one to decide it between these two teams, and honestly, they've been back and forth. They've both learned what the other team is doing. Chaos Control struggled at first against L9 on Rainmaker. They almost got the comeback as they were learning what L9 was doing. Then they dominated the first part of this game of zones. L9 was almost coming back. Both of these teams are not only pretty evenly matched, they're learning what the other is doing, forcing the other to adapt again and again. And I'm so glad we get to see the game number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad that we're able to see these two teams battle it out one more time here to see who is going to come out on top. Because with that first game, it seemed like it just like Chaos Control weren't finding their footing. But in the second game, they were able to get the push that they needed and then just continually have the trading of the zone over to slow down L9 just enough to keep it. So it'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to do the same kind of thing again to Chaos Control with Clams. It is slightly more difficult and definitely different, but not impossible. And I want to see if they're able to pull it off.
Yep, and here we go. The teams are bringing back pretty much what they've been using. It's not about the weapons, it's about the dynamic, it's about the coordination, especially on the clans. But the team that's able to really take that control of space, that to move together, will get the W.
Yes, indeed. And already first to go down is that Stamper on the side of L9, but then follows by the Blaster on Chaos Control, which does keep us kind of even, though. I was going to say it does seem to be in Chaos Control's favor, but then immediately the backline goes down. So...
Yeah, it's answer after answer, but right now Taxi Vader just getting in, getting so much, and opening that basket for good measure. That is only 20 points though. Oh, 3 down, and
the miss! They weren't able to get quite close enough for that power clam. That was unfortunate. But they did get a power clam in on the side of L9. Just weren't able to find anything more in time before Chaos Control was able to kind of get them out of there.
Yeah, L9 there, they got the fight, they got the play, but they didn't have the coordination. The rest of the team wasn't ready enough to follow through on that opening of the basket, and Chaos Control really limiting the damage to just 20 points is pretty good for them. Ooh!
What a shot!
We're back on the attack. Zeke right there with a Spartana Stamper looking to get a bit more. Yaga has to jump away with the tent. And L9 is again looking to get a bit more. They need to get the clams before they push though.
Yes, indeed. They need to get the clams maybe a little bit more on the side of the paint on the board for them, because they're definitely getting the trades and the kills, but the map is decidedly more of this purpley color than it is yellow at the moment, which is not ideal for L9 to get anything going. But with Chaos Control back in this center again, it's very much more of a fight for neutral, but that is 3 down on Chaos Control! 2 down on the side of L9.
Ooh!
3 down on the side of L9.
Well, the answer, just both teams dodging a bullet there. Both teams almost got wiped right there, and you really don't want to get right. Yolov getting in with a crack and forcing all of L9 to move and dodge, and right now it's going to be a push for Chaos Control. They need to put that Super Clam in the basket. Yeah, they get it.
There we go. And there's the single clam that will get them the lead. But they definitely will want to have more of a lead than this. They definitely need more than just a couple clams ahead of them. But I don't think they have any more. No, they do. They have one more.
They do. It's just Yaga. Yaga's alone, and Yaga is going to get picked right there. Another very small push, despite what it looked like a huge push, but they only got 3 more clams in the basket.
Yes, indeed. But all it takes here is one team to have a massive opportunity and to capitalize on it, and then this game will very swiftly turn into one team's favor. Because at the moment, that's a delayed triple there. But as we're saying that, L9 are back in, not the whole way in, but towards. Taxivator! What was that? What was that?
Triple!
And the two with one shot. Oh my god.
And this time, L9 not wasting time, just getting in with the clam, lead and getting some more in there. That is a good lead by L9, but now they got wiped in the process. It's Chaos Control. Getting a free push off of that right there. They're going to reopen the basket. They need 5 more clams or 1 super clam in the basket to get that lead.
They do indeed, and they have this power clam, but it's too late! It's too late, and they lost it because they threw it up! Oh, that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. The timing was just not with them, but as we say that, they've already got another power clam. Is that 2? Yes, they have another one sitting right under the basket! But they're not gonna be
they don't get the lead! How did they not get that? How?
Oh my god.
Okay, they had the PD clam still left standing, but now they need a huge push with all of L9 in defensive position. All they need is that 1 super clam in the basket, but they need to get in, and Bazooka is deployed, he's fighting Chew, he's fighting Free! It's with heavy edit. Activate? No, you can't activate Grab Tank, it's over. Oh, okay, well, it's over.
Yeah, it is indeed over. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Chaos Control. They had all that they needed there, but just because of the circumstances, they did not get it in, which does mean that L9 takes that game and takes the set and will continue into Alpha Bracket, and that will mean that Chaos Control is out.
In this last push, where they opened the basket twice, they brought 4 super clams to the basket.
4!
And
All they needed were 2! And they put 2 in, but not together!
They could have won with 2 super clams, they lost with 4 super clams. That is so unfortunate, and that was by nothing but L9 able to pull through and qualify for round number 2.
Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness. But to be fair, for game 3 to come down to 5 points, which is in other words 2 clams difference between them, that's a pretty good way to end the set. That is a pretty good way to end the set, I will say. But oh my goodness, these two teams, very much
even. We will see more even games. We will see more intense games right after this very short break. Do not go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. We are back for this is technically round 2. Yes,
Yep.
round 2 of Alpha Bracket with Yariku fans 23 and the round table, which we did see earlier. But yeah,
Yep.
still me, Zari, and the lovely Pat. But this, I
Hi.
do believe, is, well, I was about to say our last match of our block, but it's my last match.
It's us. It's us. Son. It's the duel that matters.
True.
We're not individuals. We're
We are not individuals.
we're
We
there.
are a commentating duo. That's
Exactly.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yes, interested to see how the roundtable fare, because I'm gonna get this wrong every time I say it. Yari Ku fans 23 as a team, they are seeded second and they've been doing quite well through the tournament. So this will be an uphill battle for the roundtable. Not undoable, but very, very difficult.
Yeah, the round table, they need to step up, and this is why you go into tournament, to meet a team that has a better seed than you, and do your best against them and try to beat them, and let's see how it goes. Yariku fans bringing a brush to the table. Meanwhile, the round table with the custom jet square. Love the custom jet.
Yes, indeed. Interesting. We didn't get to see that earlier, but good to see them bringing that out here. But yeah, as you're saying, Brush was, I suppose, not what I was expecting, but it can work quite well on this this map specifically, with its ability to just be everywhere very quickly.
And the brush is already getting in, trying to get something going, not able to get it yet though. The round table holding strong so far, and showing that they're not just here to get beaten, they're here to win some games.
Yes, indeed. The Brush trying to find their way in again, but immediately seen by the players of Round Table. But that may not mean too much, as the Yariku fans are able to push into mid-final. Wait, no, hold on. That's not true anymore. There isn't really any of the Yariku fans in mid, as they've had to back off. It's just the Round Table keep pushing. But...
Yep. They don't have the clams though. The round table able to hold their ground, but not able to collect the clams, as they are fighting to just stay into mid. And right now, Yariku fan just pushing forward, forcing all of the round table to be on the defensive and not able to collect much.
Yes, indeed. And Yariku fans do have that power clam now on their side here, which they're just waiting to put in the perfect moment. They've also got 7 clams on another player who can make a power clam at a moment's notice. There we go. But that maybe not the best time for it.
And the round table again getting control of space. Still no clams. They need to pick up the clams.
My goodness.
That's how it
Get
works.
clams. Get some clams. Remember what game mode you're playing. You need those to be able to win. Get some clams, please. They have a power clam between them. There we go.
Yeah.
That, I do believe, is the first power clam they've made of the game. We are almost 2.5 minutes in. But, you know, all that matters is what clams get into the basket here. So if they get a decent number in, then that's completely fine.
Yeah, round table needs to make another super clam. Now they also need to keep the attack on, and with that rain it's not going to be enough. All of Yariku fans are still in that fight, still going in there and trying to get some more control.
Yes, indeed. We can still see that Round Table are trying to keep some of that paint control, but there is currently, there we go. There was a paintbrush on their way to the basket. So important for them to get those
Oh.
kills. That's 3 down on the side of Yaruku fans. Oh my god.
And this time the round table has the clam to follow through. They only need to concretize that push to get it, but Yaruku fan able to respawn fast enough to deny the opening of the basket. Round table, all they need to do is get a few more splats, and they should be able to get in with the strikes. They're able to reach the basket, but not enough!
What? Oh my goodness.
Oh.
That is not ideal for them. They cannot really approach that power clam. They're just going to have to lose it. But they do have 10 clams between themselves here. I will also point out that we are so close to having gone 4 minutes without a power clam touching a basket. So
at this point, if one team opens the basket, they win. Like they're in a very good position if your team opens the basket and keeps their player on the ground. Just especially with the brush being able to get in. Oh, Sneevo! Almost able to get in, but gets caught in the whale right there. And now it's all Yaruku fan. They have the numbers advantage. All they need is 3 more clams, and they could get a ball. They could get in.
yes, indeed, they have the clams to make it. They just haven't quite made a power clam just yet.
Ooh.
They're trying. There we go. They're trying to be in the best position here to make that push. But we can see that there was a player that was at the basket, but they were not able. They were not ready to jump yet. They know that they need to make this push count, and that they do have time because the game won't end.
Sorry, I hope you liked a good buzzing sound because we're about to have a big overtime right there.
Oh my god!
All about a single power clam in a basket. And look at that brush. That menace with the brush is just working. Trying to get the flank, trying to get onto the street. Both teams know that one super jump could end it all. That menace getting in with the brush. That menace is right there! The jump is coming in! And that's the game!
Oh my goodness. This is why you have a paintbrush. This is why you have a paintbrush on Humpback Clams. Because even if it takes you, I don't even know how long that was, 5.5, who knows, a ridiculous amount of minutes, they will be there for you. They'll get you to that basket. You just have to wait until the perfect moment and be ready. Be ready with the power clam and they'll get you there.
That's game number 1, but honestly, that was a pretty close game. And neither team really able to get control. Neither team really able to open the basket until the very end with that suicide push. That was a good showing by the round table there. If they're able to bring that energy back into the next game, they could get to game number 3. All they have to do is hold the zone.
Yes, indeed. That is all they need to do. And we've been seeing some Robo Ramen games today on Splat Zones. So this should be another interesting one. If they're able to hold it, as you're saying, then very easily this could go to either side. But it's very important that the round table take this game or else they are out. So it's very, very much up to them to show what they're made of here.
I mean, we had groups and you were allowed to lose a game in groups. Round table, they know that. But now it's single elimination. Now it's do or die. And that game needs to go the way of the table.
It does indeed. And I wonder if there's going to be any changes for Splat Zone specifically. I wonder as well if we're going to see the return of that ink brush. It can definitely paint. It can definitely be flanky. So we could still see it, but it depends on if that player is like a all-in paintbrush player, or if they play paintbrush, because it can be so incredibly useful on clams, especially on Humpback Pump Track specifically. So intriguing to see if we're going to see them return playing that right now.
Yeah, we should point out, like, that map is kind of like a table. You can go under it, and there's a bowl of food above it. So,
yeah, that's true. That's very true. This should be in tables. Wait, was that an explosion?
Yeah, and that was that kid who was playing the brush in the previous game, now bringing an Explo. That's going to be... That's an aggro Explo for you.
Yeah, I had not made the connection there that was the paintbrush, but you're quite right. That's the paintbrush player. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting that. But fair enough.
That Explo is going to capture the zone. Both teams just trying to get in, trying to get the control, the extra pick. Cheeto with the jetpack is able to get one, looking for a second! Able to get it as well! The Explo not finding much with that splashdown right there, and the round table is going to take control of the zone.
Yes, indeed. Yet again, the Explo, as you were saying, is going to be very much a menace on when they are close to the zone and being able to paint it so quickly. But when they're dead or when they're this far back, it'll be that much more difficult. And the round table able to take the lead, able to keep Yari fans out of the zone for quite some time.
Yeah, and right now the round table doing exactly what they need to do. They are getting more splats, keeping Yariku from getting anywhere near the zone. 30 points left for them. And they are looking at getting another plat. As long as they need to just paint right now, the splashdown is not enough to capture. Okay, Yariku fan able. Ooh, what a push by the round table.
Yes, indeed. They kept that for so long, and almost immediately they have this inkjet ready for when they need it. But that's 2 down on the side of Yariku fans, which should mean that round table should be able to take this back. And there we go. They're able to put some penalty points on the side of Yariku fans, which is exactly what they needed. But they would need more than that, which... Not sure if they're gonna.
Ori! What a finish right there! But the round table still able to apply penalty to get a few more splats right there, and that's still the round table in control. That's still the round table looking to get rid of their penalty right there.
Yes, indeed. We can see that they're just still holding on to this zone. Though Yariku fans are on their way back in, trying to get the pin on the zone to get it back from the round table, but round table are holding on tight to this.
Yeah, incredibly. Both teams just looking at each other. We have 2 minutes left. Yariku is still looking to get that zone. They get control back, forcing round table to move back. This time they're able to really get some control and move forward, but round table already answering.
Yes, indeed. It does not take them long to come back and come back in. But as we're saying that, never mind. That's 2 of Yariku fans down. Though they're not moving that far back, they still have the splashdown to keep denying the zone.
Yeah, it's still a fight for zone, but the penalty is going to come again. Round table getting in. They want to get ahead of the zone again. They want to make more points if they want to get that penalty done. But Yariku fan are answering, are getting in, and the big bubbler is going to deny that jetpack.
Yes, indeed. I will say, wait, was that on their land? Just as that was a very good Zuka. But I will say that the inkjet is very helpful for them against this Explosher because it is so difficult as an Explode to hit an inkjet. But round table right now, they want to get this zone again. They want to put penalty back on, but Yariku fans are just holding them back from that consistently.
Yeah, Yariku fans just delaying the push. Now with the big bubbler onto the zone, trying to keep it just 10 more ticks to get the lead. And the round table, thanks to the strikes, able to get in to apply the penalty. That's all they need to do. There are 30 seconds left in that game. and chew down onto the round table, but Yariku fan, they need to hold the zone for the rest of that game if they want the lead back.
Yes, indeed. And we can still see that Roundtable's on the back foot here, but all they need to keep doing is keeping on imposing the penalties here. They're trying to do, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it this time. Oh,
They're so close, and no more penalty. Yariku fan looking. No!
it's not enough. It's not enough. Oh my goodness. Roundtable looked so set there to take that second game, but it was just not meant to be. As right at the end, Yariku fan able to just keep the pressure on and get those final points that they needed to get lead.
I mean, that was the closest 2-0 ever. Round table, they were the underdog in that, and they lost. But they can put that in their results. Honestly, they made Yariku fans bleed.
They did indeed. Absolutely. Yeah, that 2-0 that we see on screen does not tell the whole story of what happened in those two games. How did we have a game where they didn't even have, like, it had to go to overtime for anyone to get near the basket.
Yeah.
It was only because they had that paintbrush that they were able to finally get in after like 5.5 minutes. Finally, one power collab. That's what it came down to. And then round two with splat zones, like, it was so back and forth, but Roundtable was able to lead and then just slow down Yariku fans long enough, but just not quite to keep that to keep it for the very end. That was so unfortunate for the Roundtable, but they put in so much work and they did so well.
Yeah, that was a great set that we saw from both of these teams. We will see more set very soon. I say we. Sorry.
I'm not part of that.
Yeah, it's time to say goodbye. It's time for us to stop being a bear.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. It had to happen.
Yeah.
It had it be like that. But yes, I am going to be finishing here, but you will still have Pat continuing on into the next block and following through on the rest of the tournament. Hat.
Yes. What's up?
Oh my goodness, we're not done yet.
We're still on stream, Hat.
Oh, oops.
Oh gosh. Okay. But yes, we're about to switch over to Hat, who has just joined the VC anyway. But yes, thank you for having me. These have been such a good sets. And we almost never get to commentate together, Pat. We're like passing ships in the night. We see each other as we as I finish block 1 and you start block 2. So it's great to have the opportunity to commentate with you. We almost never get to do that.
Yeah. So, bye, Zari, and welcome, Redders. We are going on to a very short break, and we'll be right back.
Bye!
Welcome back, everybody, to Paddling Pool 271. After I joined this voice chat a little bit earlier because I thought they were already on the break because I was listening. We are back at it again. Old Boys versus CK, which I think is some kind of flag emoji. It doesn't show here.
It doesn't display right, but that's the flag for the Cook Islands.
That's actually really cool. You never see this flag. Anyway, my name is Ed. I'm still joined by Pat, who's doing 2 blocks tonight here on Paddling Pool. And we are going off into the group stage single elimination, which is always the most fun, because if you lose once, a set, not a game. If you lose a set, you are out. And I think this makes it a lot more tough. On Old Boys, we have Netgo, Witty, Eric361, Devon, and EST. And on CK, we have Nova, Splat, Luke, and Fishy competing for that Paddling Pool title. Now, Pat, I haven't spoken to you in a little while because I have been very much busy, but for some reason, this new Splatoon season has brought me back, and I am very, very happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, lots of fresh things, lots of changes to the map, lots of new weapons that are pretty liked by the community, and it's a great time to play Splatoon and reach the top. Let's see how it goes, how these teams are able to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for some interesting stuff. I like that heavy edit. You don't see the edits too often. I love seeing them, like how fast it shoots. Easy going out with that E-Leader custom, going for the Kraken build and see how they are gonna fare against each other on tower control. It's always a 50-50 on Crab Leg, where you try to get something in the middle, but someone disconnects, and that will be the end of this game. Very quickly, it is someone from CK, the heavy. It's not one you want to disconnect. But what I found interesting for the 20-ish seconds that we saw is not one team was really getting big kills in the beginning. They were all very much holding back, and I think that's kind of what you want to do on Crab Leg Cargo Co. Just hold back a little bit, wait for that opener, and then start pushing in. And that's what they've been doing very, very well.
Yeah, both teams really taking their time, taking their positions, trying to set themselves in place. And honestly, especially when you have an E-Liter, the E-Liter wants to play slow and is forcing the other team to play slow as well. And both teams recognizing that and knowing, okay, we need to make sure that we don't get sniped by that E-Liter, and we need to make sure that that E-Liter is in a secure position. So yeah, that's the opening that you can expect to see in that kind of situation. Now, because of that, we didn't see much, so we don't have much more to say. I can't wait to see how it goes, and it's going to be on Cook Island to really find a way past that E-Liter to get into that range and punish what the Old Boys want to do. Especially since the Old Boys have a top level roller in their midst, it's going to be pretty tough to cut the distance.
Yeah, I think they want to push in all too much because that roller just smacked them. But also, there's an E-Leader lurking. But at the same time, CK has the heavy lurking, so Old Boys also don't want to rush in because that heavy edit has quite a lot of range. And when it's fully charged, it will absolutely shred you to tiny little pieces. So both teams have to be quite wary on how they will push. And I think that's going to make it interesting. What team will lose their patience first? I think that team will be in big, big trouble.
It's going to be tough. We'll see how it goes. We're still waiting on the players to get back in the lobby, though. So
that always takes ages.
Yeah, always
takes a long time.
Always takes some time, indeed. We'll see. I mean, it was on the side of CK that they had a disconnect, and they only have 4 players in the team, so that means they don't have a sub at the ready.
They're probably restarting the router or something. Doing something obnoxious, trying to get back into Splatoon.
Oh yeah, we're in best of 5 territory now. We have lots of games to play between these two teams. Lots of opportunities for these teams to show what they can do, to show how they do it. All we need is 8 players. That's all we're missing.
Yeah. You think it'd all be fast now, but I think they're taking their sweet time as much as they can extend it, just to just to create himself a bit more space. Which, you know, it makes sense, right? You want to be careful. You only have one real shot in single elimination, even though battling pool is a weekly and you get the chance every single week. You still want to make the best of what you have. So I think,
Yeah.
also restarting your Switch sometimes is just really slow, and connecting it to Splatoon, and that after that can be even worse.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
It's
we
a
don't
thing
have to
that
watch the news anymore.
yeah, that's true. That's such a big issue. I'll never forget that in Splatoon 1, where you had to watch the news for like 20 years before you could do anything. Man, the good old days.
We moved, but yeah, I mean, again, we've seen these two teams play for 5 seconds, and now we just have to talk about them. Don't know much. I mean, the old boys are a few players that we've known, that we've seen in paddling pool round, like just forming a pickup this time to try to get to the top together. They're a great team, and honestly, they're looking for the semis. They're looking for the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And Cook, they're a bunch of NA players. I don't know that much about them, so I'm kind of looking forward to see if they're able to bring the fight to the old boys. But first, they need to bring their player to the lobby.
Yeah, that's gonna be the first order of business.
Yep.
And eventually, they'll bring it to the lobby. But we know how Splatoon players are. It can take way longer than it should.
I mean, our streamer Brownie is already the 8th in the lobby. Maybe Brownie, you could play for them.
Yeah, it's not the first time he would be in a team.
Yeah, I mean, Brownie is super good now. His team is like Div, I don't know, but pretty good.
Div the goat. That's what his team is.
Yeah. Okay.
So how long do you think is it going to be on? How long do you think we're going to have to wait until?
I don't know. I hope we don't have to wait that long. Okay, so we
is NetDive, we are getting a sub. The classic. I feel bad for whoever's NetDive. That's not good for a tournament. But it always happens in a tournament. Why? How is it even possible? How should NetDive always in a tournament? The big questions. How does it happen, Pat? You have French internet. You're experienced. How does it work?
Honestly, my internet is great, and I don't usually have any trouble. Anyways, there's a player entered the lobby, so I guess we'll have the game start very soon.
I hope. Because I want to get some casting in. I've been sitting on the sidelines for so long, but then this season came around, and the real reason I started playing again, this is a true story, the real reason I started playing again is because I was reading the patch notes, and I saw they buffed my absolute favorite weapon, the L3. So now it does 31 damage instead of 29 per shot. Which you think that's just a minor buff, but it's just so stupid consistent now.
Well, yeah, I heard it's good now. I heard it's really pleasant to play.
It's really consistent.
Which L3 do you play? Do you play the one with Burst Bomb or the one with Crab Tank?
I switch between them. I primarily use the one with Burst Bomb because it's just easier.
Yeah.
But occasionally I will use the crab because it's funny. Who doesn't like a little crab action in their life? Right?
Yep. So we got finally all the players in there. They are selecting weapon, and we should be back with game number 1 in a second. Which is a relief. Like, yeah, we get to see some more Splatoon, which is why we're here, Hat.
I feel like tournaments like this, it's always just a 50-50 guess of whether you're going to see a last Splatoon or you're going to have to wait 20 years. What I do know is it is not a complete Splatoon tournament without a proper disconnect and then having to wait 5 minutes for something else to happen. That's just a given for Splatoon. That is how it should be. and I'm glad
that's
that's always still the case.
it's part of the course. It's part of the journey.
It's part of the experience. They're
Yeah.
almost ready. We're almost ready. We can almost play a proper game of Splatoon, and hopefully the sub doesn't disconnect. I have wood. I'm gonna knock off so I don't jinx another Splatoon game because that would honestly suck.
Yeah, but here we go. Game number 1 is starting. We finally get it. Tower control on to ship shape. And yeah, that's the open. Okay, so what is that person bringing? That's a custom range blaster. That's going to be a pretty powerful option, especially for tower control.
If they play it right, it can be super scary. However, that E-Leader can also have a say against the custom range blaster because I think that E-Leader can shut it down absolutely. Same as the rotor. If he misses the rotor, it is game over. Let's see how much they're gonna do. Both teams are still in contention for the mid fight. We see the E-Leader go down early, and this is big news for Old Boys because they're preparing to get on the tower first. We see the rotor coming down, get a big splat there. As well, and they're still pushing in. The Killer Whale is out on that field, and it allows Old Boys to get a little bit of points onto the tower, but not a whole lot. As CK is definitely gaining back a lot of ground to the middle here.
Yeah, and Old Boys able to get that control, able to get to that first checkpoint. But now it's about taking the checkpoint. It's a very, very long checkpoint. And the custom range blaster is lurking a little bit too late, though. The checkpoint is going to be broken, and the Old Boys are now moving to checkpoint number 2.
Yeah, check. That's Kraken. Why would
Kraken didn't get anything. That Kraken completely missed, and right now it's a wipeout. The Old Boys are moving to checkpoint 2 in, like, with strength, with power.
They are kind of bullying CK back, but yeah, they had to sub him to wait a little bit, so maybe the sub isn't as warm as they'd like to be. Old Boys with the Kraken on the tower just to make sure to secure checkpoint 2. That's how you should play Kraken. Either the jumps out for the tower a little bit, but not too far to get another shot in. Doesn't get a splat. With 3 players down, Old Boys pushes finally come to an end. With everyone either jumping out or now respawning, that fight for second is going to be very, very tough. The fight for the push for CK is going to be very, very tough because Old Boys is completely set up for defense.
Yeah, Old Boys. Now, all they need to do is deny what Cook is cooking. And yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for them to move forward. They just lost the heavy edit right there. With the big bubbler deployed on the checkpoint. Oh, the strikes coming in. That's it. That's the end of the push. Old Boys are back on the attack, and Cook cannot catch a break.
Ooh, big Kraken here onto Eric. CK is definitely gaining back some ground and missed, but Nova and A go down by the 52. Big double, and with the Killer Whale looking to get a triple, gets the triple to a wipe out. Old Boys is not messing around. They said, well, we can give away 5 points, and in return you get a wipe out, and that is a very, very good play for them because now CK has to start getting on the tower again, whilst Old Boys is just pushing it further and further down their field.
And right now, Old Boys are back on the attack. They want to extend their lead. I mean, if they extend their lead, they get the KO. That's what they want. Big Bubbler versus Big Bubbler. The strikes are coming in, letting Old Boys getting in there more. Cook not able to really push them away. It's just the heavy edit. That's not enough, and that's a KO.
Yeah, Old Boys were absolutely on top of CK. Again, CK had a sub, they're not as warmed up yet, so maybe next game it will be a turnaround for CK, but Old Boys definitely were in major contention in the game. They never gave CK a single chance to push, and did you see that? A little cheeky fist bump to put it on top. Big splat Nova of the 52 here, Witty. Big double, and then looking at that machine just to get that triple and a wipeout. Yeah. A very, very big moment for the game, and that's really secured it for Old Boys. After that, I think CK didn't really get back into the groove at all. It kind of maybe a little bit gave up, tried their best, but it wasn't enough. It was such a big letdown at that point. So unfortunate for CK as Tower Control Cargo Co has been won by the Old Boys, but now Clem Blitz Museum. A Splatoon 2 game mode on a Splatoon 1 map. And I feel like Clem Blitz always shake things up a little bit.
It's always a different one, and it's going to give Cook the opportunity to get back in, maybe get something. That being said, Old Boys had the coordination, had the extra moves that really took Cook by surprise. Like I feel like Cook were not able to really get the momentum. Were not able to get forward at any time, especially with Witty on the 52 gal, able constantly to shark in, to get behind, to get the splats, and to force Cook to constantly look to the side. You can't do that in Clan Blitz. You need to be able to go forward to get to the basket.
Yeah, you really need to push, and yeah, that's gonna be I think the biggest struggle for CK is going in against Old Boys. However, now you're not really set on a set path when to push. You have a bit more leeway on how you're going to do your approach. So for that, they might actually have a bit of an easier time here.
Yeah, it's about finding that momentum, and again, CK, they just had a sub. That sub came out of nowhere, maybe woke up. We don't know who they are, but like they were not ready. They were not yet like warmed up, and now they have a game. They have time to talk a bit with their teammates and just know what they want to do, what they need to do. That's going to give them a little bit of time to get back in the game. And oh wait, their sub left the lobby, so maybe the player they had at the start is coming back. Maybe they got the internet back. We'll see in a second.
That would be very fortunate actually for CK, because now what we saw is originally the edit had disconnected, so someone else from CK was subbing in with the heavy edit. Now I don't know how confident they are with their heavy edit skills, but I can imagine that if you usually play something else, that switching to heavy edit for the backline, it can be very difficult. So if they can get their original player back, that would be great, because then they have a proper backliner against a proper backliner, which will equal the playing field a lot.
Yeah, I feel like they got the original player back, so now we're back with the true Cook Islands. The true CK is back in action and ready to fight it. Yes,
let's see. It's still Clan Blitz now with a proper heavy edit. That's going to be big defense upgrade for CK, because at the museum the heavy edit, when you're standing on top where the basket is, if you're sitting on top there, you have range, you have firepower, you can shred through everything that is coming your way, and that is exactly what this team needs right now. Because again, what we saw last game is they had a little bit of a push, but then Old Boys, they were just getting it back too quickly. They were getting grounds at them too quickly. They couldn't really do anything, and again, certain scenarios were there. But I think with the original player back, it would be a lot better. And also, they've been warming up with each other this entire tournament. So that also helps with the synergy, because that was also a little bit lacking in CK. It's the synergy. And that hopefully now will return to have a more equal fight. Because Old Boys, at the moment, looking more confident than CK is.
Yeah, the Old Boys, they won their first game. Now they just need to do it again. And Cook Island bringing a Genia this time and a machine. That's a lot of paint on the side of CK. That's a lot of paint, and the paint can be pretty useful when you want to collect clans.
Yeah, definitely. Museum also a big map, so it allows for a lot of painting, which means it allows for tons of specials to be spammed, and that's something CK really wants. But Old Boys are preparing their push way harder than CK is. CK already pushed back in the spawn as Old Boys going in. Splash goes down, but 2 players were down on CK for just a moment. This might be huge. 2 players down on the side of Old Boys now, so they're forced back, but his brother is not leaving without a fight. 2 players down again for CK. They're just slowly responding. The power clamp somehow been saved, and the machine shoots against Splashball. What a fight in that base for Old Boys, but they're not in the pushing area yet. They need to go a little bit further.
Ooh, yeah, but now they're getting the specials. They're getting some momentum and 3 down onto CK. That's a basket being opened. And Old Boys are in position to get more. They have an extra Super Clam. That's 20 more points. And right now, CK just struggling to get back that control, especially with the big bubbler right there. That's going to be more clams in there. The clams are being collected, and Old Boys looking to get a 3rd Super Clam in.
That is big news for Old Boys. That first push is always the one when you want to make the most of it because you don't have any penalty points.
Ooh.
And they're still going! They brought it all the way down to 13 in the first push. And what's that I hear is that a power clam onto the field if they can get that in, which is now quite unlikely actually.
They can't.
They would have knocked it out with a single push. But with that push out of the way for Old Boys, CK is preparing some dinner of their own. Big splat on the rotor with that Trizuka. Almost got the second splat there. Wall to defend the E-Leader. Very, very strong. Nova on their way with the power clamp. Tri-strike. Holding them back a little bit. Allows everyone to respawn. But let's see how they're going to fare. The big bubbler is out. 2 players are down though. On the side of Old. On the side of CK. Make that 3. It's just the power clamp as Nova. Gets splatted there as well. A very good attempt. But it was not good enough as everyone from CK is respawning. Old Boys didn't wait a single second, are really gonna power climb onto their half of the map and are preparing for their own push. That E-Leader watching dreadfully, waiting for the opportunity to strike. Luke with a very good flank, actually got the splat, but gets caught out here by Alia the roller. And this is not looking too hot for CK as they are being pushed back in their base and they're being pushed back deep. And is that a jump to be prepared for? Old Boys didn't decide to jump, didn't want to risk it. But it's going to be very bad for Old Boys.
The jump, and that's Old Boys getting in with 2 Super Clam. They just need a bit more, and they have the clams for it. That's going to be a KO. Old Boys showing how strong they can be. They don't mind whether you have a sub or not. They don't mind the map. They don't mind the mode. They are coming in so strong, and that's a 2nd KO.
They did not care at all what people of CK did. And the cheeky little fist bump again to finish it off. They were fighting for that KO and they got it again. Back-to-back KOs for Old Boys. As CK is seriously struggling to get in and get the splats.
Yeah, the Cook Islands are the ones getting cooked, and the Old Boys, right now, they're 1 game away from semifinals. They've been doing everything they needed to do perfectly, and not letting CK really do much right there. It's really tough for CK, but they still have a shot. They only need to win the next 3 games to stay in this tournament, and it's going to start with Rainmaker onto Scourge Gorge.
Yeah, Rainmaker Scourge Gorge. I personally don't really like this. I just don't like Scourge Gorge altogether, but that's a different opinion. But this can be a very good decider. Scourge Gorge Rainmaker can be super fast, but it also can be very slow. Pushing from the first checkpoint to the second checkpoint can be devastatingly difficult because of the height difference where the defending team can defend from. But let's see if CK can make use of that high ground because they've been lacking a little bit into the defense department.
Yeah, it's really about finding that big push, and honestly, on this map, you can keep the Rainmaker in the middle of the map for the whole game and not see a single push. You can also see a push go deep to a KO because it's Rainmaker and you cannot blink, and getting past mid is tough, but once you get past mid, things snowball incredibly fast, incredibly strong. And you cannot lower your guard at any second.
No, and that's something that CK struggles with a little bit compared to Old Boys. And CK also, I think, generally just feels a tad bit slower than Old Boys. I feel like Old Boys, whenever they achieve something like a wipeout or a triple splat, they just go in straight away. They don't waste a single second. And that's something CK has been struggling with a little bit. When they achieve something, they don't immediately capitalize on it. It always feels like they're reading a scenario before they capitalize on it, and that's been costing them a lot of fights and a lot of pushes. Some where you would say, oh, they could have gotten something in, like a clam into the basket, and they missed it just because of that. Just because enough time had passed for CK or for Old Boys to respawn. But let's see if it's going to be different here. Rainmaker scores Gorge, little bit more objective focused than Clam Blitz, as you are following a single objective. Let's see how these two teams here are going to fare, Pat.
Yeah, no change in comp, same weapons. It's not about the weapons, as you said, it's about the speeds. It's about getting in, recognizing the opportunity, and the opportunity right now with one down onto CK is for Old Boys. They're getting in with it, trying to get the fight in, and ooh, what a pair between the 52 and the Roller. Old Boys going forward and looking at that checkpoint already, not wasting a second, going in the fight.
Just like I said, the second they get the opportunity, they dive full on it, full commitment. Even if you fail, full commitment. Get that objective onto the pedestal, get it onto the checkpoint, exactly what they did. And now again they're holding onto the Rainmaker. Two people from CK are trying to fight the Rainmaker from both sides. Big machine play to get that Rainmaker. And I'm looking at the Roller as well, but the Roller gets the machine. The splatter shot gets the Roller, people going down left and right, but 58 points is the starting push for Old Boys, as they are not done pushing yet. I heard a Kraken emerge onto the field, going for the Junior. Junior narrowly escapes. Can the Roller, can the Editor get away? Yes, they can get away safely. Fishy Business coming in, lurching over that Rainmaker, trying to get it reset so they can have a shot at painting the middle of the map.
Yeah, and Old Boys giving the space, not trying to stay on CK's platform, just getting back into mid, letting the pop be for CK. They know they having them to defend, and ooh, right now CK is looking to make them fail, is looking to get in, but it's not working. They have two players down, and it's on Old Boys to push forward again.
Yes, and Old Boys picked up the Rainmaker early, did not waste a single second. Again, they don't have the full control, but if they get the Rainmaker out of the middle, just in a bit of a more annoying spot, that's already beneficial for them, because they have a big lead, they have a checkpoint secured, and the Rainmaker is still not down, they're still up on the field, doing massive damage towards all the players from CK. At this point, the Rainmaker is more just of an annoyance, rather than the objective that they're actively pushing, because all Rainmaker is doing is just shooting into the base of CK, but it's enough to get them disturbed. Editor comes in with the Kraken, trying to get the Splat, recognizes that a Splat in the base is not the play now, as they cannot find a single player to connect that Kraken with. Somehow jumps out, and this is hopefully the opportunity for CK to start scoring some big points.
Yeah, very nice for CK right now, able to keep themselves in the game. They didn't get that much points inflicted on them, but ooh, Alia with the Roller just stopping the push in its track right there. And Witty together, looking to get a bit more, not able to though. CK are going to grab that Rainmaker again, and with two down onto the Old Boys. The Old Boys need to get into defensive positions now.
Yeah, and Old Boys got into defense positions, but it wasn't defensive enough, as the checkpoint has been... No! Combinator's curse! It has not been cleared yet! There's a Kraken in front of it as well! To stop the push! To stop it from popping at 1 point away at 69 from that checkpoint at 68 or 65. I'm not exactly sure which point count it is exactly, but they are just a tad bit away. Big defense from Old Boys, especially Editor, with the last minute Kraken to stop the push from happening. But we see Old Boys are not done yet with whatever they're doing. They pick up the Rainmaker again and started terrorizing CK, who are only trying to open a little bit and not really defending the middle, because now the Rainmaker is in a very bad spot for CK.
Yeah, Old Boys happy to bring the Rainmaker in the worst spot to push, but at least CK able to grab it again, able to push forward, and able to bring it right now. They need to get the momentum, and they need to move that Elita away, because as long as the Elita is looking over mid, pushing is going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, that Editor is definitely the backbone of Old Boys, cracking in and just taking out a few players,
Ooh.
taking it slow. Elia also, a very strong player, gets 3 people in a row. Does not mess around with that side order roller as they are doing big work. Eric now seeing the Rainmaker at an annoying spot for CK as the old boys have to lead and only 7 seconds remain. Eric now has to go in, get that Rainmaker. Unfortunately, they do not. And with a wipeout to finish it off, Old Boys 3-0's CK, moving them on to the next round of Battling Pool.
What a game by the Old Boys. Really, what a set, taking full control, getting the 3-0. And I mean, they played so well together. They really showed what they're able to do. Have a good Island. We'll see you again next time, we hope. But yeah, not good enough.
Yeah, sometimes you have these moments. I think the disconnect to start it all was already unfortunate for them.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily going to give game 1 away, but it didn't help. It didn't help one bit. This definitely ruined the synergy a little bit, and also just the speed. And then the game 2 and 3 were not necessarily a lost cause, but it was a bit downhill from there for CK. But we're hoping to see them back next week. Stronger, learning from what happened today, because they still played relatively well. They had their moment, but the Old Boys just too fast and too strong.
Yeah, incredibly strong on the side of the Old Boys. But that means that it's time for us to take a small break and come back with the semifinals. And welcome back to Paddling Pool 271. I am Pat here with Hat, ready for more Splatoon action. And we are following the old boys who qualified here for the semifinals. They are going against the Yariku fans. We saw them earlier in this tournament, and it's going to be a pretty tough team to face for the old boys.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a harder ride than it has been with CK. They won it 3-0. Yariku fans won their last set 3-1, but I think their fight was maybe that more difficult. I'm not entirely sure, but this definitely will be. We're starting it off on tower control and Rainmaker, Splat Zones, Candblitz, and ending it off with tower control if we get game number 4 and 5, which is always possible. But you never know. It doesn't happen often in Paddling Pool. Now, Pat, with your expertise, what do you think is going to happen? Because I heard some things about a little bit of a stall fest somewhere.
Well, before we get to game 5, we're going to get a game 1. Old boys are bringing back the same comp they had. Meanwhile, on the side of Yariku fans, they are bringing the double bucket. That's an X-Plusher and a Vanilla Slusher. That's, I mean, for the amount of ledges that there are here, it's a pretty good comp to bring.
Yeah, I think on maps like this buckets are super strong, and an X-Plo can do massive damage onto the tower, and that's what you want. But the old boys are doing massive damage towards Jackery fans, and that's maybe, or Yariku fans, and that is maybe what you want more, because old boys are not feeling old at all. They're feeling quite young here as they are pushing in. We have technically on the field for Yariku fans. They're gonna do too much. Elia goes in, gets a big trade with Yasmin as Yariku. Starts defending their base, but checkpoint 1 has been taken and checkpoint 2 is on the way to be taken. It does not look good for the Yariku boys.
And with a Kraken deployed onto the checkpoint, the old boys looking to get in, but they get past the checkpoint by a hair right there. They're going to lose so many players in there. But honestly, after 1 minute of gameplay, getting 2 checkpoints, it's a pretty good deal.
That's a very, very good deal, especially for your first push. You don't have to deal with a lot of the penalties. You're getting the tower back from whatever side, whatever place yours is to the middle. Big splats coming out from the old boys as Yariku fans are being pushed back in the base yet again. They scored a single point before old boys decided that okay, we're going on the tower again.
Yeah, and now there's no second checkpoint to delay them. They're pushing ahead, trying to get more. Jasmine with the bucket is able to stop things, but to get a few splats to push the old boys away. And now the old boys are back in defensive position. You cannot count Yariku fan out. They are 4 very good players looking to get a bit more points now, but they have yet to get a checkpoint, Hat, and the tower is going back again.
Yes, they are yet to get checkpoint. Indeed, the checkpoint is actually fairly close towards the side of the tower here. And it looks like they will get the checkpoint in this push attempt until a Tri-Strike decided. No, but then they did it anyway. So, they did not. I thought it said on my screen. I am so sorry. They only gonna have the checkpoint, not the full checkpoint. So, Yariku boys still not making much progress. The tower is going left and right and left and right. Both teams are just switching control of it. It looks like Yariku boys finally is on it. Let's see if with one player they can get the checkpoint, but I don't think that's likely. It's only Yariku, the Splashmatic, is alive.
And yeah, it's again old boys getting the momentum, trying to get in. Witty is surrounded, is completely cornered, I'd say, but able to get away with it, able to just run, and now the strikes are getting in, and it's Yariku being surrounded. Okay, the tower is back into mid, both teams just looking at each other, and Yariku able to finally push, but they only had 2 minutes, and the Kraken just stops the push. Back to the drawing board.
Just like that. This is the problem Yariku fans been having. Old boys is playing very aggressively, but at the same time, they could just play it very passively and wait until the special. And that's something Jericho Boys have been struggling with a little bit, as they are always trying to push in and do the most amount of damage. Old Boys playing it a little bit more slowly and more tactical, and that's helping them win all of these fights back to back to back. We always see a special at the ready for Old Boys, and this time it is the Tri-Strike from the Special Medic. It is out on the field, and the 52 almost has special, same as the Eater. And when the Eater has the Kraken ready, pushing is going to be difficult. Old Boys again on the tower, trying to push it a little bit further in to get some extra time. The 52 has just been splattered. That's not all too good, but the Eater is still Kraken ready, so the second the checkpoint is being activated, that Eater will probably try to jump on it, if not just right after.
A lot's coming in and 3 down onto Yariku fans. This is a pretty tough one. Old Boys are back on the attack. And I mean, they haven't slowed down this whole game. They've constantly been attacking either a Roller or a 52 Gal under everybody's nose. And now, with a big bubbler on the tower, they're getting to checkpoint number 2 with the strikes getting in. This is more and more... Okay, that's a nice splat by Yariku, but that's still... 16 by the Old Boys. Yariku fans haven't gotten the first checkpoint hat.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. 18 seconds left on the clock, so they have to push all the way into overtime. Big Kraken coming out from the E-Leader, gets a huge splat onto the NZAP. Technocutter was luckily just placed, so they got an instant respawn, so they can get back in quite quickly, but it's not good enough. 2 players are now out. Checkpoint has finally been cleared in the start of overtime. As now they are actually making quite some grounds, as Old Boy all the way back into the spawn point, which is on the far right side of the map, and this checkpoint is on the far left. That's a good point for Yaoki. They're actually getting more and more points. They got another checkpoint, but the 52 gets a lot of splats onto the tower, and I don't think they can keep it here as the Roller gets onto the tower. But a very, very, very good comeback attempt from Yaoki Boys. This game ends 84-64, a 20-point difference. If they did it a bit earlier, they might have actually won it. But for now, Old Boys with their very, very consistent playstyle sets and stuff.
That's how impactful momentum can be in tower control. You know, when you let your opponent get a bit forward, get a bit of space, they get the special advantage. They get so much. And right there, Yariku fans really able to get whatever they can from that control. And the Old Boys, they kept it. They kept the tower away from the lead. And I mean, they got a pretty clean game 1.
They definitely got a pretty clean game 1. But, well, pretty clean, I guess. The end was very, very rough. The second overtime kicked in, Yaoki fans gave everything, and only because it was overtime was Old Boys able to really recover. I don't think if it wasn't overtime, Yaoki fans might have actually gotten that lead. So I'm interested to see how they're gonna fight it off out there on Rainmaker Museum Delfonsino. It's about the same size map, I think, maybe a bit wider.
Yeah,
but not too much, not too different.
Yeah, the big difference is, like, instead of tower control with slow pushes that snowball incredibly hard because you have special advantage, this time it's Rainmaker where the dynamic is very different, and you really want to get in this fight. This is where I feel the Old Boys are going to be very happy. Yariku fans, they need to find a way to stop that 52 Gal and that Roller if they want to gain any ground, because if they don't find these two and splat them, you can't move the Rainmaker, because there's constantly going to be someone popping out of the ink and ruining your day.
Yeah, that's not the thing that Yaoki fans wants to do. But if we look at Old Boys and the last pushes from last game, they are doing incredible at Rainmaker. They know exactly how they should play this. So I'm interested to see how Yaoki fans respond to this, because they are stronger at pushing than CK was. So I'm just interested. Also the weapons. I don't think Double Slusher is the best weapon set to do it here. A Slusher for sure. They can be very strong on Museum, but I think Double Slusher, bit of a harder pick for me personally, at least.
It can be tough, it can work, but Slusher is always a bit weak to Roller, which is unfortunate for Yariko fans. Right there, we'll see how these teams do, how it goes, and yeah, no change in composition on the side of the Old Boys. Yariko fans bringing a Rapid Blaster Pro Deco.
Interesting. You don't see that too often, but maybe to counteract the Killer Wheel from the 52 with their own Killer Wheel, and also it's a bit more of a backliner weapon than Yaruki fans had. They didn't really have that option, well, but the Explode. This, I think, is a bit more consistent and easier to use than the Explosion. 2 players down for Old Boys, 3 players effective down for Old Boys as the Editor is respawning. This might be the opener for Yaruki, but that Roller is still on the field, and the Rainmaker's grab. Alia is there the second it is picked up to get the Rainmaker down.
Yeah, and right there, the Old Boys are answering, are back in defensive position, able to not get much points scored onto them. Yariko fans, I mean, they got the first fight, but they were not able to get much point off of that, and now it's on Old Boys to get forward. Witty is on the platform, is punished for it, but the lead is already taken, and the Old Boys are eyeing that checkpoint. With the big bubbler, it's going to be free.
Big bubbler that helped the getting a checkpoint taken, but also after that straight up splatted and 2 players down for Old Boys, so it was sort of free, but they got a checkpoint, but that's about where it ends. But there is Alia still in the base, and unfortunately couldn't grab the Rainmaker to score some cheeky extra points, but definitely delayed it enough for the Old Boys to respawn and start preparing to defend the midpoint again. And that is very good for Old Boys, because Yaruki fans has no opportunity to paint whatsoever in mid, meaning Old Boys are still free to move around and set up their little hiding spots like Alia is doing right there.
Yeah, and here comes the Sharking Roller, getting one, looking to get a second, and yep, that's going to be a tough one right there. And honestly, bringing the Rapid Blaster Pro Deco is good against Sharks, because there's a Dart, there's a Whale. That's a good anti-Shark option. It's not enough yet, Jasmine getting in, getting 2, that's what you need, that's what you want. And Yariko fan evening, like tying up the score, and now getting the lead with a lot. Ooh, that Rainmaker getting to 30 hat.
Yes, this is where the tides have turned for Yaruki boys. Now they're the one in control of the map. Now they're the ones in control of the Rainmaker, pushing it all the way to 30, getting a checkpoint too. That is big for Yaruki boys. Witty now holding onto the Rainmaker, putting it in a bit of a better spot for Old Boys as they're slowly trying to get the Rainmaker out of the attack zone. And now I think it's putting it in a very awkward spot for both teams, as Yaruki fans has decided to not fully pop the shield, but only have it in a damage radius where it takes longer for Old Boys to pop it. And this is where they're going to buy some time and delay picking up the Rainmaker, just so they have less time. They actually have to fight Old Boys pushing.
Yeah, 2 minutes left in the game. Yariko fans, they know they need to delay. They can do that. And that Rainmaker in the whip position is good for them. But the Old Boys are back in control, back on the attack. They are looking to get more. Oh, that super fast Zuka snipe is working. And Yariko fans delaying a bit more.
Yeah, Alia is looking for an opportunity to push in, looking for an opportunity to strike the Sharking Roller again. But Old Boys now, they're preparing for a big push on their own. Big bubbler set up. This can help the Rainmaker. They're at 50. They are still slowly pushing in. 4 boys alive for Yaruki fans, and only 2 players alive for the Old Boys. But Witty is not giving up without a fight. Luckily for Yaruki fans, Yasmin put the Rainmaker away in a very awkward scummy spot where Old Boys they can easily grab it, but it just takes a lot of time, and that's not what they have right now.
Yeah, what they have is 50 seconds hat to get that lead back. Eric has grabbed the Rainmaker. Everybody's looking to get in and with you down on to the fans. This could be the opportunity for the Old Boys to get that lead. They don't have much specials left, though. They are looking to get in. They're looking for a way, but they still have to wait. They're breaking the men. Oh, 2 down still. Nightmare's able to stop it, but they're still under the basket. It's just Winnie for the old boys. Winnie needs to get the jumps in. Winnie needs to get the team back in there. And Jericho fan running away with Rainmaker, just able to save themselves. And with just 10 seconds, they can stay in the wrong spot. It's fine. Oh,
But that's risky though! As Alia comes in! Oh my gosh! This could be huge for all boys! Oh! And the strategy from Hierarchy fans, it has been like that since Splatoon 1. You grab the Rainmaker, you hold it at your base, but there's always that slight little chance. If you lose it and overtime procs, you can be absolutely screwed over. And that is exactly what happened with the old boys. Yasmin, we can see they are holding the Rainmaker on the back, but Elia, with the help of their sub, gets in and just grabs it. Curling bomb, sharking roller, takes the game. Big backfire from Hierarchy fans. They should have taken it out, decided not to, and that's what cost them the game. That is what cost them the game there.
The power of one curling bomb. Nobody thought to shoot the curling bomb. You forget to shoot the curling bomb once, you lose the game. All boys just clutching that game number 2 and getting the 2-0 right now, one game away from the finals. Jericho fans are in deep trouble now, Hat.
They indeed are. They only have one more chance to get themselves into the next round of this tournament, and that has to be a full reverse sweep against the likes of Old Boys. That can be tough. However, the map is Splat Zones on Market, and we all know that anything can happen on the Market.
Yeah, it's a good map to get your head back in the game. It's a map that both of these teams know well, that both of these teams know how to play, have seen everything on, because it's been played over and over. It's one of these stable maps where you know what to do and you know how to counter what the opponent is going to bring. It's also a map where there aren't that many ledges, so the roller cannot ruin your day as much as somewhere else, which is like something Jericho fans really need right now.
Yeah, Hagglefish is definitely the map that they can breathe on a little bit. However, you don't want to count out that roller too, because there's still a lot of flat surfaces and a lot of tiny little spots where the roller can just chill, and they can move fast because of the fact that it's so open. They can swoop around that map and definitely get whatever spot they want quickly. And that is something that they still have to look out for. It's a bit more obvious than, let's say a museum where the shark, because now it's all in the open, but because it's all in the open, it can be a lot faster.
Yeah. One thing to really look for, Hat, is the E-liter. On this map, a good E-liter is dominating, and Jericho fans, they're going to need, missiles, something, anything to make sure that E-liter cannot be on them at all time.
Yeah, the E-liter, that's gonna cause a lot of problems. The Rapids, if they keep keep using the Rapid, that Rapid definitely has to pull some overtime in order to get that E-liter out. But, like you said, it's absolutely dominating. It can stand on a tent. The Rapid is forced to the mid in order to start doing some damage. And that's going to make it very, very, very tough.
Here we go. Game number 3 is coming. All boys looking to seal the deal. Jericho fans not out yet. They won it. They almost got it in the previous game. They were so close. Rapid Blaster Pro is coming back. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, the Rapid Blaster is definitely what you want. I don't think the X-Blaster is going to do all too much. Rapid also, just that those two killer wheels can help a lot with fighting at E-liter. E-liter opted to switch to the regular variant instead of the custom, and also add a scope to it. Now, that scope, the tiny little bit of range, I think it's like 4% or 2% extra range. The tiny bit of extra range will help a lot to fight at midpoint because it is fully open. Standing in the middle, being marked, but still standing on top. Absolutely dominating, absolutely menacing. Is not looking too good for the Yauki boys as the Yauki fans, as Old Boys is starting to push for a lot of points.
Yeah, and the Old Boys already passed the middle mark and scoring some more and more. Jericho fans are finally getting in, but there's a big bubbler deployed in front of the zone. That's going to be sort of for them to push, especially if 2 players down. The Old Boys are holding strong and they're looking to just end it right here, right there. They're done.
They are absolutely done. 100-0 is what Old Boys want. They have one more chance. The Yauki boys, can they neutralize the zone and get some points in with 3 players down? The answer is no. No, they can't. And I think with that, Old Boys has 3-0'd the Yauki fans, putting them into the loser side. There's no double elimination here. It is single elimination only. Yep. Meaning that Old Boys will go to the finals against Hades, who has also 3-0'd their semi-final opponents at this finals. Might be an absolute blast. But I think for that we are going on a tiny break to prepare for the finals. So grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, because we'll be right back with more Temple Production Battling Pool.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!
welcome back to Battling Pool 271 here on Depot Productions. We are at the grand final set of tonight as both teams fought their semifinals opponent and won 3-1. Hades against Old Boys are gonna fight it off for the Battling Pool 271 title. Let's get over the teams quickly. Trey, Cuber, Adept, Violet, and Zen against Mango, Witty, Eric, Devin, and EST. We saw Old Boys through the last 2 games on stream. Have we seen Hades, Pat? I have not watched the entire so I can't.
I haven't seen them. I haven't seen Hades so far. The Old Boys, they've shown us how good they can be. Hades just put the scene number 1 of the tournament into the bronze finals. So pretty good on them. We have a great set on our hands, and here we go. No change in composition on the side of the Old Boys, as we'd expect. On the side of Hades, I love to see that custom blaster coming.
Yeah, custom blaster can do a lot of damage. Also, that pencil can be very menacing, especially for that roller. If they can get called out, Cuba can make quick work of Alya being one of the goats for Old Boys, as their Sharking was absolutely strong. You know what else is strong? 3 players down on the side of Hades, as Old Boys is starting their first push with a very, very strong opener. Looking at that checkpoint, they're almost guaranteed to finish this, and a big shot on the ED there against Special. That first checkpoint is done for, Pat.
And the Old Boys, again, not wasting a second, just moving forward as fast as they can, trying to get in, and really just dancing around, forcing everybody to look back. The Old Boys, I mean, have to wait a little bit before getting to checkpoint, but, I mean, they already got checkpoint number 1 in the first minute. That's pretty good. Ooh, right now, though, 3 down, it's just that Kraken left standing. You have to run away with it.
Yeah, the Old Boys pushing it all the way to 37 is a big opener push. Also, what I mentioned, Witty with that triple special onto the enemy base, just wasting so much time. And that's exactly their place, how they've been playing all day today in Battling Pool. But now it is Hades' turn to push, and they're also looking at that first checkpoint, doing a little bit in it, but not all too much, as they're being pushed off the tower just a bit more than the Old Boys were, and I don't think they're gonna do a hold on the checkpoint. Pencil's finally on, but there's Alya with that roller completely shutting down that pencil and preventing anything done on the tower. How did they live? How did they live? Big bubbler to block the splash down. Oh my gosh, they're dropping down. Alya is on another level.
The attack! The roller is back in there. He's going to be punished, but still no checkpoint for Hades. The Old Boys, really, what a defense by them, just throwing their own bodies at the tower and getting away with murder.
Whatever they're doing, it is working, but now there's 2 down for the Old Boys, meaning that Hades has a chance of pushing in. Can Fire secure that splat against, I believe that's Witty? No, they cannot. Unfortunately, Witty won that fight, and it is huge because now Witty can emerge below from the tower and start defending it. And that's exactly what the Old Boys wants. And Hades is struggling to find the winning fights and find the splats in order to let them push. And this is not looking too good, as half the game is passed, and they've only scored half a checkpoint.
You can't push on that team without getting both Witty and Alya. And so far, Hades has not been able to pull that off. Hades, again on the tower, but struggling to push, struggling to go forward. And the Old Boys still being a menace, getting splat after splat. Alya getting in with the roller, dodging the shots, and able to constantly maintain that pressure. The strikes are coming in, and the Old Boys are just getting in, really forcing everybody to look back, allowing the rest of the team to move forward, but all 3 down. This is the opportunity. This is now that Hades gets in.
Yeah, Hades definitely makes the moves here. Alya is down, Witty just respawn. Alya down again. Witty only, I believe, in their base, but a big split from Easy. This is where they're on the checkpoint. Cuber now on the tower, all on their own, and only Violet and everyone else from the Hades is respawning. The first checkpoint has finally been taken, and 2 players are down again for the Old Boys, as Hades is really starting to make waves. 3 players down on the Old Boys. This is what Hades been looking for. They finally got it. Can they get the lead? They're only a couple points away. 2 players still down on side of Hades, and that lead has been swapped their path as Hades has switched his game around in the last minute.
Yeah, very nice answer by Hades right there, really taking full control. And Trey is still there. Trey is still forcing all of Old Boys to just defend, fight to retake their old side of the map. And now finally Hades is getting back into mid as the tower is resetting, but they have just 35 seconds to get to the second checkpoint.
This is a huge, huge game.
Oh, but they have nobody on the ground right now. It's just the Elite trying to get some space, but Hades is in control of the tower, and Old Boys have nothing, are not able to find anything going, but all of the momentum is for Hades' hat, and now with 10 seconds left, it's going to be a tough one. Old Boys need to run at the tower right there.
You see it's gonna overtime push, but that Inkjet! Oh, the Inksuka! That Inksuka triple wipeout at the end. The Hades was looking like they were gonna lose the game early on, as Old Boys were dominating, but somehow one push from Hades turned it all the way around, and after that, Old Boys had no more chance. They were done. They were done. I like them almost oh, that's really cute. That's really cute. They're two only live two emos. This is a moment where Old Boys try to get on with a triple Zuka at the end to secure it. And then they also got the roller. Oh yeah, meaning they actually finished it off with a quadruple kill on the one player just to finish it. That is devastating for Old Boys. It really is devastating. Especially with how they've been doing so far. This is not how they expected to end their first game in the grand finals. But there's still 4 more games left. So they have to recompose themselves and get back in. And Splat Zones might actually be a mode where they'll be a bit stronger. Especially in Macro Mart with that E-leader being able to create so much space.
Yeah, Old Boys, they started pretty strong. They started pretty good. They had the control over that game. But Hades, they took the momentum. They took the ground. And then Old Boys were no longer able to push forward. Once Hades understood the assignment, once Hades were like, okay, we know this roller and this 52 will constantly be trying to flank us and will try to attack us. We need to address that. And once Hades were able to put themselves into position and to get the speed, to get forward and really to get some momentum, they were able really to take control of that game and get that W. And Old Boys not able to get that comeback, not able to get much. In the end, they managed to set foot on the tower, but it was too late. The Zuka was waiting for them. Now they have to come back. They showed that they were able to fight Hades. They showed that they were able to push on Hades. They need to do that again. And going on to Macomart, that's a great roller map, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Alia is going to have the time of their life. However, Violet has been doing pretty strong against that roller, so Alia does not have any free splats whatsoever. Both teams opting to use the same weapon composition. So let's see how they're going to fare here on Splat Zones Macomart again. The grand finals, Hades is 1-0 up to the Old Boys, 50-50 on the zone. It looks like Hades is making a bit more ways onto the middle. They're making a bit more ways onto the special side as well. Trisher coming out for the Old Boys is going to capture that zone. It's not going to connect to any player in terms of splats, but it is going to help them score the first points and put some pressure onto Hades.
And right now it looks like the Old Boys are taking back control at the start of the game. Hades ready to answer though, getting 2 down onto the boys, and with that splashdown taking full control of the zone.
Yes, they are not holding back whatsoever, just like Old Boys. Hades, the second they get an opportunity, they jump on it, and Old Boys has not experienced that in the last couple games. It's gonna be tough for them. Now the pencil also on the zone. I want to mention that pencil is very annoying to fight against because it doesn't only do a lot of damage quickly, it banes like a maniac as well. Will this be a wipeout for Old Boys? No, it will not. The easy with the Kraken survived the wipeout, but at what cost? They wasted the Kraken just for their own survival, and obviously didn't really gain a whole lot from it, as Hades is still big onto the offense. Tri-Strike coming out of the zone, but it didn't do anything big. Splats.
Yeah.
That on Ellie, or on Ellie, I forgot the name, on the rotor, before they could streak, before they could shark in. And this is huge for Hades, who are only a couple ticks away from victory with another wipeout!
It's like Hades have the old boys completely figured out right now. Everything the old boys were trying to do was instantly countered, instantly shut down, and Hades coming in incredibly strong. And yeah, like full control, and that's a 2-0. And the first one looked close, the first one looked tough for Hades. This one was a clean 100-0 KO by Hades.
Yeah, old boys, they're struggling. They are struggling a lot. They haven't had serious opposition, I think, so far in this tournament. And now suddenly there's this little team called Hades who are absolutely shredding on them. And this is not looking good. And then now the situation where CK and where Yarki fans were seeing themselves in are now the spot where the old boys are in, as they have the reverse sweep Hades on Undertow Spillway, Museum del Fontino, and England Art Academy, which is very difficult.
Yeah. You could say that Hades is giving them hell. Huh? Hell? Get it? Huh?
That's
get it?
funny.
Yes, it is. It is. It's an laughed.
It is funny. Okay. I'll admit, it is funny. It is kind of funny. But yeah, you can definitely say Hades is giving the old boys hell, or the old boys, their strategy is just becoming old.
Yeah, you could say that as well. We'll see if they're able to learn a new trick right now. If they're able to come back on Rainmaker, they're going to need to go fast. They're going to need to win the fights. They didn't win the fights in the previous game. They were not able to take that ground. Now they need to go forward. They need to go strong. And honestly, this is where having an Elita can be kind of tough for your team. I know the Elita is a beloved weapon by backliners, but like it's kind of slow. And for Rainmaker, slow is not good. It's going to be pretty tough. And old boys, they need to adapt. They need to change something right now, because Hades is looking to run away with it and get the 3-0.
Yeah, Hades is definitely running away with this title, but you know, can change. Can change. Old boys had a very dominating start on the tower control game, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did something similar here. But yeah, I think the strategy they're just not working against Hades. Hades, they maybe watched the stream, or they just fought them earlier, or whatever their little trick is, especially against Elia. Their sharking stronger, their super strong sharker is just being shut down over and over and over again. It's giving them so much trouble. They need that new boys strat. Someone says in chat, they really do.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can find a new boys strat here onto Undertow Spillway, or will Hades grab that title in a 3-0 pet?
Yep, and at least the pop is going to be for the old boys. And now with Azuka finding one pick already for Hades, looking to get another. That's a pretty good start for the old boys, grabbing the Rainmaker and running for that last checkpoint.
Yes, they really are grabbing a checkpoint. This is not looking too good for Hades now, as old boys are really fast on Rainmaker shown earlier, and they're still fast here. Really gets shut down by Trado, 2 players down. Kraken has something to say about it though. The Kraken also gets a couple splats of their own. Either grabs the Rainmaker just to score a little extra points. You know, it might help a little bit, but that pencil, Sprinkler, and the pencil itself, that Rainmaker shield is gone within seconds. And now Hades' turn to push has arrived. The Killer Whale 5.1 coming out. Unfortunately, not targeting the Rainmaker, targeting the splatter shot instead. Does go down though, as Winnie gets a splat, and now the Trizuka out on the field as well. Gets a splat on Adept, 2 players down for Hades, as this push is slowly but surely becoming into a little bit of a nightmare because Hades cannot find the splats to go in and grab themselves some big points.
And right now we are still fighting Hades, waiting for the opportunity, not really finding the way in, and really getting in there, trying to get some, and ooh, that's a wipeout! With 3 specials at the ready for the old boys. That's a huge push in perspective for them. They only need to bring that Rainmaker forward.
Yeah, that's all they have to do. The wipeout's gonna help a lot because not only is everyone from Hades respawning, everyone is also losing on a special on a knockout with a wipeout, pushing it forward. New boys. Was it new boys or was it Hades? Am I dumb?
Wait, that's the old boys. That's the old boys answering.
It was the old boys. Yeah, sorry. I thought hey for a second. I am colorblind. Anyway, what I was saying, the old boys found their way through. They replied to the strategy. Fist bump at the end. Double wipeout. Finish it off. As now Hades is facing some serious competition. And the old boys saying, we are not done.
Yeah, that's how you start a comeback. In strength, showing what you can do. And that was honestly an incredibly clean Rainmaker push by the old boys. Like, we wiped you out the map, we go forward, we wipe you again, and we kept the Rainmaker for ourselves, and now we get the KO. Very, very clean game, and the old boys can be pretty happy. Now they understand how to beat Hades. Now they know what they need to do. They only need to do it while they collect clan and manage the clan economy now.
Yes, that's all they have to do. They can breathe a little, relax a little, but not for all too long. As well, there's still a fight to be won, and there's still a tournament that they have to win. So they can relax a little, but they cannot relax for long. And I think Clamblitz is a very good game for them to relax a little bit because Clamblitz generally is a bit slower than all the other game modes. So that's good because that's what old boys need right now. They need a little bit of slowdown. Stuff been going too fast for them to really.
I mean, did you just see the last game? They're finally going fast when they need to.
They're finally going fast. That is true. They finally cut off the speed, but that was I would say lucky, but that wipeout was definitely a little bit lucky and helped them. It helped them to get that. What do you call it? Helped them to get that first initial push. So,
to be honest, clams is good for their formation. With roller on the clams, can just run in, put a big bubbler under the basket. That's a super jump spot, and that's a great super jump spot, and that has really worked for the old boys so far. This is a map mode where we saw them dominate. I believe it was against Cook Island, the CK. It really worked for them. So let's see if they're able to do that again. Hades still match point them, though. Don't count them out because any game could be the last of this tournament.
It really can be. The old boys cannot afford any more mistakes. Elya on Museum, I forgot to mention that, will have a lot of fun because this is D-map to Shark on. This is D-map to do some massive damage. Really already going in early with having to fight Trey and Violet into the corner. Somehow survives for a long time, longer than they should have. Lose the fight, you know, because it's a 2v1, but survived quite long. But that also cost the old boys some time because nobody was really able to go in and capitalize on it. 2 power clams already for Hades' path. It's not looking good as they're preparing to push.
Right now Hades looking to get in. They have the two balls on set and they're just trying to get onto that platform. Okay, they have their foot on the platform now. They're looking to get in thanks to that spinner. Oh, Elya blocking everything else. Oh, what happened? Everybody's down. Everybody gets splatted. Violet able to jump away. Whole boys get to breathe a little bit as they get control of it. It's their turn to collect the clams now.
Yeah, I think a splashdown happened and somebody got splattered within their base and the push was as dead as the dodos. As now the old boys are preparing for a push of their own. And the Kraken and the Elya inside. That is a power clam inside that basket and that is points to be scored The power clam for Hades is on the ground but cannot be picked up. It is in a very bad spot for Hades as Old Boys putting in so much effort, putting in so much work, already pushing it to 59, and they're still going. Trey trying to get back up, trying to get some rid of everyone. Power clam is inside, but no, unfortunately for Old Boys that couldn't find the way to the basket. 59 points though is a very, very good starting point for Old Boys, but now they have to defend as Hades is preparing for their counterattack.
That was a strong opening push. They didn't get that many points, but they got the splats. They created panic in Hades, and now Hades, they're the ones who need to collect themselves. They're the ones who can be afraid of what the Old Boys can do. But right now with Tuna, with 3 down, okay, Hades is not afraid. They are pushing forward, and they are looking to get the points. Basket is open. It's all about the small clam. 68 is already it, looking to get that lead. They get it. Oh, oh, with that punish, with Extrava, they get to 35. 35 is huge right now, and Old Boys able to push them away. But Hades getting a huge lead right they had.
They didn't only get a huge lead, they got it way faster than Old Boys was. They are ready for the clam. The second the basket opened, everyone went in. Riddy, however, is also ready to start pushing for the Old Boys as Riddy is pretty deep into the enemy base. And that is a power clam connected to the basket. That is Eric coming in, trying to connect another. Oh yeah, helping them. They connected it. They're only a couple clams away from getting the lead. Can they get it? It's only an Eater alive, and I don't think that Eater is going to get to the base. Gets a good stun adapt, but that's a push gone. A very good attempt, however. 20 penalty points means that first power clam, they will not do anything for their score. Hades has more, but 20 is still quite a lot, and it won't help Old Boys' case more than it will help Hades' case. So let's see if they can get another push in before Hades starts scoring more points.
Yeah, Hades are a minute and 20 seconds away from winning this battling pool. Old Boys are not done though, looking to get a bit more. They have so many clams that they're ready. All they need is a good push, and splat after splat coming on both sides. Both teams trying to get the upper hand, but it looks like Hades is going to get control.
They sneaked in!
Oh, sneaking in, but that's not enough. They need the continuation. They need that other super clam, or at least a little bit.
Oh, is it going to jump it in?
Oh,
And they're going to
that's the lead! That's the lead for Old Boys! And now 80s, 45 seconds to get another push. They got a staggered wipe onto the Old Boys though. They have so many specials at the ready. This could be a huge push for Hades. They all need to get in, and Trey is looking to get in with the 52. Oh, 3 down!
3 players down on both sides.
Everybody's down! Oh! Adapt getting the splashdown right there. They got the lead. And Adapt getting even more splats right there. 80s the lead with just 2 points. Old Boys need a huge push right now. They need the overtime miracle. They need to go across the whole map with that super clam.
One more chance they have. All they need is a power clam and one regular clam to connect that basket in time. But the overtime is running out. 3 players are down on the field. It's just all you have to have to work their magic. Get the power clam in, but cannot connect the regular clam as there were none. And with that out of the way, this push will come to that. Let's ease something to say about it.
No.
Ooh, very close. But with that almost game-changing push from the Old Boys, Hades with a 3-1 victory and a very hyped up final game has won Betting Pool 271.
The Old Boys were incredibly strong, and they fought till the last second, till after the last second. We thought it was done. They still kept it alive somehow. But Hades, just so strong with the counter to everything that the Old Boys were able to do. Able to always come back, able to just get one more splat, one more clam in. It was just one clam that decided everything. several times in this game. That was incredible. And yeah, congratulations to Hades. You are king of the underworld and of paddling pool number 271.
That definitely was an incredible run for both teams, I think, and especially for the last two games. They fought tooth and nail to each other, and they were very, very close. All boys had the power clam. They had it connected as well. All they needed was one single clam to get into the basket. You saw at the end 2 people rushing for it, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't fast enough to get it in. But I think with that, we are going to end our little stream. It's been going for 3 hours and 50 minutes. So we're doing it faster and faster. Groups eliminations is so quick for paddling pool.
Yeah.
However, before we end, Pat, where can we find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Pat or Tom. It's written on your screen right now. And Hat, can you plug yourself? Do you do things these days?
You can find me on @CasterHat. I've been way more active in Splatoon than I was before. And also, to announce here on stream right now, I will start streaming Splatoon again. It's been a couple years, but I decided that I kind of want to do some more casual Splatoon, maybe a grind back to 999 on
Salmon Run.
Summer Run. So man, I've been playing this game, don't worry, since Summer Run, or getting back into X rank. So
yeah,
watch it on Saturday. Follow my Twitter. I will announce a time. Just do more casual fun. Probably a lot of stream bugs because I haven't streamed in years. But there's one more person we have to shout out. And that is the man, the myth, the legend behind the stream. Brownie, where can we find you on the internet?
My mic was my mic was off. Anyways, you can find me on my Twitter @Bravny or at my Twitch @Bravny2. So come and watch my Twitter or just follow me, and yeah, hopefully see you there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Dapple Productions, for having us. Come back to Dapple Productions on this Friday. There will be the Trident Cup, and also on Saturday we should have a Squid Junction 70, a special Squid Junction. Oh, wait, it's Trident Cup 80 and Squid Junction 70. This is like special maps, special editions this week, so don't miss that. We'll be back soon with more Dapple Production action. Thank you all for watching.